How is everybody doing? It is the Brother Beans podcast coming at you guys with the third episode, and today's actually the 420 special. Now, it's obviously not 420 when we're recording this, but we decided that we were going to make this episode 420 related for the fact that it's coming up this week. I believe it's on Thursday.
This episode will be out by the time.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully put it out on Thursday, so that way you guys can watch it on 420, and it kind of follows in with the holiday.
So it is 420.
So yeah, as far as you guys are concerned, it's 420. Over here it may not be, but it's 420 in spirit. So, how are you guys doing, man? Let's get into the start before we before we get into topics. How we doing?
I'm good, chilling.
What were you up to this weekend?
Honestly, not much. Just working.
Yeah, I understand that. How about you, Alex?
Pretty casual weekend, honestly. I mean, it was working overtime. Finally got through, so it was amazing. Jammed my thumb. That feels amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can't do anything now.
How's the back though?
Broke your back.
How's the back?
Better than the thumb, that's for sure. That's for sure. And then playing drunk CS, that was fun. No, hungover, but it's whatever.
Yeah, that's right. You got to play a little drunk CS last night.
Yep, it escalated so fast and just
Yep.
And then play drunk FIFA, that was fun too.
Yeah.
Did good, and then we just straight lost. But yeah, it was a good weekend.
It's part of the game.
Eventful weekend. Oh yeah, 2 in a row.
Tim was like, y'all lost. Are you serious?
Y'all lost? Dang, bro. All right. How about you, Chris?
This whole week, it's fucking tiring.
I
took fucking Friday off.
Okay.
And I fucking my forearm hurts. It's a little there.
Okay.
Because of work, but they don't really give a shit about me. Anyways, the weekend it was pretty chill. The weather was fucking beautiful.
Absolutely
beautiful. And then right now it's just gone to shit. This weather's bipolar. It's
supposed to snow tomorrow too. So
yeah, it's fucking crazy. But other than that, good weekend.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't up to too much. I just saw my girlfriend per usual. Worked all week, and then the weekend I just kind of chill. Like I always just use it to clean up a bit and just like relax. It's my time to like chill a bit. Played some video games with you guys last night, of course. We had like 9 people online last night. Like that was like the most I've seen in like a long time. Like everyone and their mother was on. So that was pretty cool. Like we all got to play and hang out, and like I don't know, just not something that happens all the time where everyone in the group is online. So that was pretty cool. That was fun.
Noisy.
Yeah, it's like every single person was online. Like other than like Gerardo. Gerardo wasn't online, and I'm trying to think. It was Dan or just him. Like he was the only like last person who like is active in the group chat who wasn't online last night. I would say everyone else was.
I was like, who the fuck is Gerardo? But I never realized that was Jerry.
Yeah, like, sorry. Yeah, Jerry.
Man, use the full name.
Full name on God, the government.
That's all I know him as. I haven't met him. I've just seen him on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
you just see the messenger.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, Gerardo. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, shit. Well, as far as today goes, we do have a joint rolled up. We're gonna partake, but it's not gonna be something too crazy or anything. It's just kind of to like be in spirit and celebration. And respectfully, Chris is going to be declining, which obviously we have no issues with. We're not going to sit here and like tell someone they have to do something. Like it's just something we're doing, and he's just going to be around. But nonetheless, yeah, we're hoping to have a good time this episode and just enjoy everything, and everything should run smoothly, I'd imagine.
I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's not peer pressure.
It's not peer pressure. It's just your turn.
Unless I tell Alex and pressure him.
Hey, you'd be the one getting pressured, buddy.
No, it's not peer pressure, man. It's just your turn.
It's just your turn.
So anyways.
All right. Yeah. So as far as the topic list today, we tried to come up with things that were a little more on the 420
on brand
side.
for 420.
Yeah. Like we want to make sure like today's episode is on par with what the day is. So I'll go ahead and like ask you guys first. And I'll talk about it afterwards. But okay, I'm going to start with Themo. We can kind of just work down.
Right.
So what was your first time smoking, and like how did that go?
So my first time is pretty late, to be honest. Like my first time trying it was like probably in high school, but it was like I was 17, I think.
Okay.
And I just skipped class, obviously, went outside to go smoke with someone.
Right.
I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel
anything
high at all. So I was like, this was like okay.
Yeah, like
year later, first time smoking was in a couple friends in a park.
Okay.
Threw an apple.
Oh,
Threw an
okay.
apple.
The old apple trick. But
Yeah.
that time I definitely got high. Felt it for sure.
Yep.
You know, ever since then, been smoking.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I've actually I've heard from a lot of people, including myself. I agree with you. My first time smoking, I did not get high. Like I smoked,
Yeah.
like I inhaled
So,
weed
yeah.
for sure. And yeah, no, I didn't get high at all.
That's fucking crazy.
I think that's something that just happens to people. Unless you smoke like an insane amount your first time, I just don't think it's like likely because it's so new to your system. Your body doesn't know how to like react to it. I feel like or something.
Sure.
But I've heard a lot of accounts of people saying the first time they smoked, unless it was like a good amount of weed, they just didn't really feel
Right.
anything at all. And that's how I felt that way too. So I'm with you on that one. My first time, bro, I didn't feel a thing. I was like, okay,
Do you
all right.
Do you think that's more of like maybe they smoked it improperly, or they just like maybe they didn't take full inhales or stuff, or they just didn't really understand
mean,
how
I
to
don't
do it?
know.
Were they
Or do you think
newbies?
it was like you were high, but you just couldn't really distinguish the
Yeah,
feeling
yeah,
because
right.
you've never experienced it before and you didn't really understand much of it to begin with, so you couldn't really tell that like maybe you were a bit high, but you just didn't process it like that. You're just like, oh, maybe I'm tired or something.
If I was high, it was like a CBD feeling.
Yeah.
Like there was no psychoactive. Like I was able to talk. I walked back in and like started talking to my homie's mom and shit. Like I wasn't high too. It's first time. Like if I
Right.
was paranoid or really high, like I would have known. It had no effect on me other than like I was relaxed, but I wasn't. It wasn't even in like a headspace way. It was a physically like my body just felt like it was like chilling.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think you do have a point with that, Alex. So that might be the reason why
You
people
just
don't
don't
feel it.
know.
It's just a lack
You
of
just don't know what the
experience.
feeling is, so you can't really tell.
But
it.
like
Yeah.
you don't know what the feeling is the second time, then how do you get so blasted that time? That would be my argument to that.
Maybe-
It's like, well, you don't know what it feels like the second time if you barely felt it the first time.
know-
So how did I get that high?
It might be, like I said, because like the first time you're like, oh, maybe this shit doesn't affect me like that. So you build that overconfidence, and then you start to rip that shit like crazy on your second go.
Because I
'Cause
didn't
you-
even smoke more than my second time than
I-
my first time.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that feeling of, sorry. You feel that like, oh, maybe my tolerance is a bit better. So maybe you actually take a little bit better inhales. You start doing, I don't know, maybe some things
I
different.
mean, maybe
with it.
for some people, sure. Yeah.
Not too sure.
I'm from personal experience. I'm telling you, like I smoked the same amount of weed both times. Like we only bought a gram, and there was 4 people both times. So I know, like I only took the same amount of hits, and I got so high I couldn't comprehend life the second time. And the first time, absolutely nothing happened, and it was the same amount of weed, same concept or same like method of smoking. We listen, it's not healthy, but we were younger. It was out of a fucking like soda can. We like pressed it.
There's so many ways.
Yeah,
to
you,
just
we
that's
pressed a
bullshit.
dent in it, poked holes in it, put the
Yeah,
weed in,
I've
and
heard of
just
that.
smoked it like that.
Right.
And the first time there was no feeling. The second time I was so high it wasn't even funny. Like it just ridiculous.
Not even haha funny. Just
Like it was like what the fuck,
wow.
like just blasted out of my
Paranoid?
mind.
Paranoid.
A little bit. I not to like some insane degree, but like I guess I'll just tell my first smoking story. So yeah, like the
Yeah.
first time we smoked, it was me and 3 other homies, and yeah, like I said, we smoked out of a little a fucking soda can, at like the park that was in my homie's neighborhood, and none of us were high. Like literally none of us felt a thing. We were all. I mean,
It was
we
all your
could've
first time.
Two of us. It wasn't,
Okay.
but they didn't seem high, at least from what I could tell. Like all I know is that night was kind of a bust. None of us really felt much. But then we ended up like going out on a golf course like a couple weeks later. And like I lived in Florida at the time. Are you good?
What's going on, dude?
bro, this motherfucker's like out of space, bro. He's just like,
No, I'm trying to.
and then he looks at me, and I'm just like,
Oh,
and I
Alex?
see in the corner of my eye, I'm just like, bro, what the fuck?
No, this fucking Chris is just sitting like this. I'm like, how's that comfortable? I'm like, that does not look comfortable at all. Sorry, Colin.
Oh,
Go ahead,
My
Colin.
fault, bro. It's just this
My fault, OG.
What was that? What was I even saying about? It was at something about like
Golf
the second
course?
time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the
you were in Florida
We were at the
and-
golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we did the same exact thing, but this time we all got like extremely high. Like I remember I was like phasing through like things weren't like sequential, like you know how everything's fluid and just moves.
Yeah.
Everything was like choppy as fuck. Like I would move and it would be like,
Fuck.
I was lagging.
like I was lagging, bro.
Man, it was glitchy,
And
man.
so like yeah, I was just really fucking high, and that was a very interesting experience. So that was like my first time being high, but my first time smoking was on the playground, and yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. We didn't like feel anything or get any real effect out of it. But the second time we were all blasted. I could tell you that for sure too. Like it was obvious that we were all on it, not just me or like we all got fucked up.
For sure.
I do not condone the use of drugs underage. This is not something to go tell you and your friends to go smoke on a golf course and do this shit. This is just in my experience. This is what I fucking did.
Yeah.
But I would advise against it. You really shouldn't be smoking until you're 21. Like at realistic standards, you should be 21 before you're smoking.
Actually, medically, it's 25, and we shouldn't even be drinking till 25 either, because our brain doesn't finish developing until 25. So
Okay.
I was just going based off
Dr.
of
Alex.
state. I was just going off of state.
Actually,
Based on state law and principle and federal law and well, actually, federal law, you can't even smoke this shit.
nope.
Based on state law and principle, you should be 21 before you're smoking weed. At least 21. At least, Alex. At
I didn't
least.
say anything.
No, that was to your other comment. At least 21. That does not mean that's the time to do it. It's just like, hey, if you can wait, you should. Yeah, shit.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, me? I can't really pinpoint when my first time was, because I have
I
very...
get a little.
It's all been a blur since then, huh?
Yeah, no, it did, actually. I'm not going to lie. It's really a big blur. I mean...
Is it high
like
school?
Said, yeah, no, it was around high school, but I can't remember exactly when it was or with who it was, because I'm thinking it was either Colin I smoked with or my coworkers or somebody else, but I just can't remember exactly who. I'll tell you, the first time I smoked with Colin, I think, was the time in the car. I mean, we already touched on it before. Oh, that was the episode that...
No, that was the episode that got
got
deleted.
Yeah,
so you can touch on that if you would like
Yeah, go
to.
ahead.
For the fans at home who
That's
never
all.
got to see that episode, that was a great
R.I.P. It was a good episode.
Great
really,
episode.
May it rest in pepperonis. Anyways, so the first time I got high, I guess, was that one time we were right after gym class. No, skipped gym class. There you go.
But let it be clear, let it be known. Our teacher, I don't want to like give names, but like at the same time, he was cool with it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Like, dude
Oh,
would let
really?
us leave. Oh no, like we'd go
He's
in.
cool with leaving.
He'd catch our attendance. He'd like mark us present because we
Yeah.
talked to him. He was like, "Oh no, like you're good." He was like, "If you're gonna leave, that's fine, but like I need to know you're here, like that you came today." And so yeah, we kind of got the okay every day. Like as long as we showed up, he was like cool.
Like junior or senior year or
Senior year.
makes sense.
Yeah. Where was I going with the story? Oh,
First time.
yeah. Then he went with us to the car and smoked a blunt, because No, I'm kidding. He didn't do that with us.
No, we confused Themo on the last episode because he thought that we were explaining that our teacher came to smoke with us, which he did not. So that was kind of just a running joke we have.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last one too.
We did?
I think because
Okay.
I think one of y'all brought it up. But,
Okay, bet.
bad.
how was it though? What did you guys smoke on?
What did we smoke out of? It was just a cart or a blunt? What
Oh, it was a cart. It was
right?
definitely
Yeah.
a cart.
You guys know that little? This is kind of a crackhead trick, but like, if you don't have like a battery for the cart, you can like tear up a USB cord and like,
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about, and like
Yes,
attach to
absolutely.
the bottom and like actually like. Smoke
Yeah, I
out
know
of
what
it.
you're talking about.
I've done that before. That's some crackhead shit though. For real.
That's the down bad. That's the
I
down
was just about to
bad.
say that's the down bad high school.
Down
shit.
bad, yeah.
that's
Like
the
you don't
down
have a
bad high school.
battery, you can't get one and shit.
You're not old enough to go get a battery. And
Yeah.
again, this is why you just should be waiting until you're 21 to go do this
Exactly.
shit, guys. Like we were out here like fucking crackheads putting like literal wires in these things to try to
Smoking
get
out of
these.
apples. Fucking,
Like come on, just
Just get an apple.
wait until you're old enough. Go to the shop, pick yourself up a bowl. It'll change your life. It'll be so much better. None of us do these things these days. Like this is stuff you do when you don't have other resources.
You smoking out of apples at home?
Apples, Alex.
Come
Apples
on,
got
it keeps
it.
the doctor away.
Oh, true.
So
True
is that
shit.
your take on it then?
Dr.
Not
Alex.
really. What was this? So you were feeding for weed that bad that you tore up the USB and you said fuck it?
I didn't do it. My friend did it. He found out of
Oh.
this way, and I did it too. But I didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You
for
what?
me, it also, I don't want to say it was a moment of fiending more than I had my homie over. I had just bought a
It was
cart,
feeling for sure though.
and then I realized like neither of us had a battery or anything, and I was like, oh damn. And he was like, bro, you don't think we're gonna be able to smoke? I was like, I mean, probably not, because like I was 18, but at the time it was like right when they switched it to 21, so I was like, I can't go buy shit, like I can't go buy a fucking battery or nothing. And he was like, bro, I gotta find out, like, no, we have to be able to do this. And he goes on like an extensive like 10-minute like online
Searching.
research trying to figure out like how can you smoke a cart with no battery.
Yeah.
And he ended up like out of nowhere he was like, bro, do you have a USB, bro? And I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. He's like, bro, like, do you need it? And I was like, I have a couple, so like I don't necessarily, like, why? He's like, bro, we gotta cut it. And I was-
cut it.
And I was just like, what? And he was like, bro, just trust me, bro.
That shit works though, like really well. Like
Yeah.
that shit, like
It does the trick. It's just not for me anymore. Like I
Oh, no,
definitely
yeah, I don't
wouldn't
do that
it.
no more,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like, hey, for being what I was 18 at the time, it worked. It got the job done. Like shit, when you don't have anything else to get it done, fuck it.
We're adults now. We can buy batteries.
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 I mean, I have a story.
Whoa! I wasn't done there.
Oh, my fault. My fault. Oh, yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa there.
It's because we got sidetracked. My
Whoa
fault.
there, buddy.
Hello, Bucko.
Slow it down there,
What?
buckaroo.
you weren't done though.
Huh?
You weren't done.
No,
Continue, buddy.
Continue.
I don't know. We're going way over the fucking place of the
You guys
story.
were
Anyways,
Yeah,
smoking
you're
a
right.
cart. I know that.
You said
Now
yeah.
what?
well, yeah, the first time
Cart.
I did it, yeah, the cart. So we went to the car. We were smoking it up, right? And then I think Colin, I was telling Colin, right? Because I think I was doing that first time smoker's confidence. I was like, yeah, bro, I ain't feeling shit with this right now. I was like, no, it's not really hitting, bro. Let me hit that shit again. He's like, all right. And he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, dude, I got this. There's no issue with it, bro. And so I hit it again. I kept hitting it. I was like 4 or 3 deep or some shit like that. They were like good hits too. I wish I had the confirmation. Go, Colin?
What, 4 or 3 hits deep?
I don't know how many hits we were in.
Bro.
But it was something that I know you were
just
commenting
kept
on it.
telling-
Yeah.
You just kept telling me that you wanted more.
You guys ever done a blinker?
I have.
Blinker to the
Cheers.
city.
If you don't know what a blinker is, it's basically when like you take a long hit off the cart until it like overheats and starts like blinking at you.
Yep.
For the people who don't know, I've never done it.
G chicken?
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Yeah,
I would be too, don't worry. I'm not. Haven't done it and I don't know if I want to do it. Anyways, just long story short, I ended up like really bad paranoia to the point where I had to call off school.
Yep.
And the whole time I'm like freaking out.
Yep.
Like Colin, I didn't even notice. Like at some point, Colin started talking to one of his friends that pulled up to his car window.
Yep.
And he's like talking with him, and I just went, Colin, I think I'm high, dude. And like I just started getting all paranoid, and
And I was
Colin's
just like, give me 1 minute, bro. One moment, bro. I'm just in the middle of this. I got you, bro. Give me 1 second.
and I was just freaking out, dude. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, to the point where he's like, dude, let's just leave. You know, I'm not feeling great. He's like, all right, bet. He's like, let's go to my apartment house. He had to go pick something up, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah. And that day I freaked out again because I found out he had a laptop in his backpack at all times, which just didn't make sense to me.
he was very shocked. And he was high as fuck.
Yeah, I was like super high, and then the fact just blew my mind because like I'm like whole time I've known Colin, I've always seen him just throw that backpack around. Like, maybe he'd be at gym or like in class, he'll just fucking whip it across the room or something. Like
Yep.
they're like it's like just books. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's just books. And he pulls out a laptop. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, this motherfucker whipping a laptop
You know what's
across.
even funnier, bro? You're next to it right now.
Oh
I know.
my god.
Ooh,
This is it.
that's still the
This
same
is
one.
the laptop that you saw that
Shit.
I
day.
mean, something broke right there.
No, dude, that's been that way since then.
Oh,
Oh,
serious?
shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, word.
Word? Yeah, dude, this is the
Yeah.
laptop. Or maybe this isn't. Actually, I can't remember now.
I thought it was an Asus,
It may have
No, it
been.
wasn't
Or
Asus.
this is an Asus.
This is an Asus.
And then the other
but I
one.
thought it was bulkier.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
like blockier.
I think it was. I think it might have been I might have had a different one that I had to toss, because yeah, I'm gonna say that this one's newer than that, than that one. Because yeah, no, I had a laptop back then too.
Because I
but,
know yours was more like it was more stockier, right?
I think so. I think so.
I think it was stocky. I don't
Why'd you have a
'cause-
laptop in? Oh my bad. Go
Oh,
finish that.
Sorry.
Why do you have?
I'm sorry.
All right, little bro. Anyways, why'd you have a laptop in high
My
school?
bad, big bro.
Nice to get you back.
I was in graphic design at the time,
Oh, okay.
and the school's graphic design shit just sucked ass. Like I taught myself how to, like I started doing this shit back in like 6th grade. So by the time I was in school, like, and they were like trying to get me to use their stuff, I had already had all my files, everything that I have created over my time as a designer. I'd already had it all on my personal files, on my computers, on my, you know what I mean, and my hard drives. And then I realized, like, I can just work off of my laptop if I want to. Like, I don't need to fucking be using the school's PC and all their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just decided I'd rather fucking use my own computer because it had all my files ready to go right there. I was familiar with it, comfortable with it. I don't know. It just made more sense to me at the time. And, like, it wasn't some major difference to me, bro. Like, it didn't add much weight. It was a fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I didn't even carry textbooks or anything. So, like, all I had was, like, a single 5-star notebook, like a 5-subject notebook, and maybe, like, a folder. So, a laptop literally, like, weighed nothing in my bag. Like, my bag was never that heavy, for me at least.
So you did all your schoolwork on the laptop then, like the whole year.
Like, if they would have us pull the Chromebooks out, I would hop on my laptop instead.
Okay. I thought at first I thought you like pull it out when like, you know, taking notes or some shit.
He was fighting the power. He said, "No one's gonna know what I'm doing."
No, it's not even like that. It started off just ease of access.
He was always anti-disestablishment.
Anti-disestablishmentism.
That's a double negative, right?
What's with you with big words, bro? Like
That's a double negative, right? Because disestablishmentism is already a thing, and then you put anti, so you're technically pro-establishment, then, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
You guys fucking lost me.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
lost.
You guys
anti-disestablishmentism is you being against people who are or who are for disestablishment. Yes.
Okay.
So you're actually for establishment.
Right, yeah. You're just being a dick, putting more words and just saying I'm pro this is fuck whatever.
Yes, that.
Oh no, but I do have a story. It
Let's
involves
hear it.
Colin.
Okay.
Oh boy, everything right now is involving me,
Bro,
apparently.
so I'm like, so it's when we used to be roommates at another house, Oscar's house, and basically I'm just like, where the fuck's Colin? Like, I gotta see where this motherfucker's at. I gotta ask him a question, and like I'm like searching, he's not in the house, so I look outside. I'm like, oh, he's in his car, and it's like pitch black outside, and then I see him outside in his car. And this man had like the what is it called, the cigarette thing? Fuck, what's it called? In your car, where you
Cigarette
push
lighter?
Like a cigarette lighter?
Cigarette lighter, yeah. Yeah.
You had the words, just put it together.
I think the light cigarettes.
Yeah, in the car. What do you call it?
No, but he was using that to smoke a dab, and I'm just like looking like, how the fuck is this motherfucker doing this shit?
Back before I had a dab rig, the only way I could take dabs, and I don't recommend this. This shit is so harsh on, like, it hurts so bad. You take a cigarette lighter and you push it in, you get it red hot, and then you take it out, take the wax, just set it on top, and you get like a metal straw, you know, like from like the fucking Yetis or whatever, just a metal straw, something that's safe. You just inhale, and you just take a dab over the top of that.
Interesting.
It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. Don't do it. Like, get a rig, get a fucking pen, something. Like, there are better ways to consume wax. That one hurts a lot.
I'm like processing what is this fucking progress that he's doing, and like he's like, I can't get all of this. It's like, I give up.
The MacGyver of smoking.
MacGyver. If there's a will, there's a way.
Nah, the highest I ever been was with Colin when he made me.
Was that the bong day?
Huh?
No, that was when I gave him a dab.
Yeah, he made me do a dab.
Oh, at the
No, I did not make you
Nah,
do a
whatever.
dab.
It
Let's
wasn't-
watch those words there, bud.
no.
It wasn't peer pressure.
No, I definitely told him, like, you're good and you don't need to do this. He was
No,
like,
yeah,
nah,
you did.
bro, I'm trying to try that.
He was calling you a bitch and you called him on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, like, low key peer pressured me a little bit. He was like,
oh yeah, huh? Let's
like,
hear it.
You don't want to?
It was
Like,
subliminal messaging.
yeah, I felt it in the room. So
Oh, did you?
I was
did
forced
you?
to.
He knew if he didn't
okay,
hit it, he'd be
yep,
like, damn,
yep.
that was a bitch. So he's like, all right, I
Yep,
can't take
for
that.
sure, bro.
Personally,
for
I
sure.
wouldn't have, and you did good, Demo.
no, I was super fucking high that night, dude.
Demo had to
Fuck.
go home early. You literally had to leave. Like, you were the first person to go because you
Oh,
were so
yeah.
high. You were sitting on the couch. You're like, I have to go. Like, I gotta lay down, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is when we came with your birthday cake at the
It
old
was,
house?
yeah. It
Yeah,
was.
it? Yeah.
Because I remember I have a video. I was just super high. I was like, I
Yeah.
took this video? What the fuck?
Yep.
It was his birthday, yeah.
Demo was fried that day.
I think we were smoking too before that. Like, fucked up.
And I was just talking to Zach in the kitchen.
The highest I've ever been, I think, was with also. No, that's a lie. It was without you. It's when oh shit. Sorry. Got fascinated by Ashing the spoof.
Oh boy.
The booth. No, the highest I've ever been was off edible. I went to one of the dispensaries here,
Yep.
and they give us a brownie. My bad. I bought a brownie and I bought a little jar of gummies because I'm like, oh, gummies go easy. We usually eat them on. Well, we planned to eat them when we went to, I think, what was it, Puerto Rico, right?
Huh?
Demo. We went to Puerto Rico.
Before the plane?
Yeah, right. Because I was like, everybody eat a gummy, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So those gummies were for the PR. I didn't know it at the time, but I was like, oh, we're probably gonna use this for something at some point.
Okay.
And then those were like in my fucking house for like a month. Nobody touched them. They're like, yeah, let's take these before the plane ride.
Okay. Fuck it.
And then the brownie itself, I was like, I haven't had an edible in like a while. I think the last one I took was like in New York, I think.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was. I want to touch on that.
Yeah, I was
story,
gonna say.
but go ahead.
Go ahead, Alex.
Shit, you were there for that?
Dude,
Yes,
that's how high
bro.
you were.
That's how high you ever did.
Who went to New York the first time? What the fuck? Was that New York or PR?
No, we're talking about the second
Happy
time. But go ahead,
420,
finish
everybody.
yours.
Go ahead, finish it. We'll touch on it.
Anyway, so yeah, I got the brownie and I was like, let's see what happens, right? So me and my current roommate, I don't know if he wants me to say the name for this story. So I was like, hey, I got this shit. He's like, well, you fucking druggie? I'm like, no. They're like, no, it's for fun. Trust me. Science. And I was like, okay, fine. We haven't done this.
Science.
It's an experiment. And I was like, let's go try this out. So I was like, okay, fuck it. We'll go half on the brownie. No, my bad. I lied to you guys. It was 2 brownies. Like I think maybe this size almost. They were thick boys, but they were short.
Okay.
They were chodes. So
Okay.
I got them. I was like, here, you take one, I take one. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? He's like, all right, let's eat it. We ate it and we're like, all right, let's go play CS.
Okay.
And I think we were on that night. And I don't know if anybody else was on, but we were both just playing CS high as hell. And then I don't know, at some point we're playing CS and like I can hear Oscar talk. Like everything's being processed. My bad. Everything's going in, but nothing's getting processed. I'm getting words
Like-
into my mind.
Like everything's hitting, but it's not hitting.
Mhm.
Like it's there. It might have gone out.
Yep.
So what you're saying is you were so high that like you couldn't process like what was going on and what was being said around you.
Yeah, basically. And I was just like, oh, fuck. And then I just started looking at a wall because I had some, like, I think those sound fucking things.
Okay.
Suppression foamy shit.
Oh yeah.
My bad. Mine was more like a carpet. I don't see the point. It's like to reduce echo, right?
Sound suppression. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
I was just looking at it, and then out of nowhere, I just clock out. Like, shifts over. I'm just staring at it blankly. I'm just like, I know I'm here. I'm just like, blank.
Blank.
Like, completely.
Yeah, like one
nothing.
of our friends said, is like just TV static. Just nothing's going on. I'm just present. That's all that's happening.
Jesus, that's scary. That's
Yeah,
like scary.
sounds like a
you were just,
possession.
I was just present. I was like,
like you couldn't
fuck.
process. You couldn't. It was just like I'm just existing.
Yeah,
in
I'm
this
just
exact
like,
moment.
I'm just focusing on one point of the wall, and like I'm like receiving all this information, but nothing's getting processed. I'm like, okay, and then I know where I finally hear Oscar. He's like, "Fuck, are you looking at?" Oh fuck, I said his name. Anyways,
I can believe it if
Yeah.
need be.
and then I was just like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" He's like, "You've been staring at a wall for like 10 minutes. What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I was like, "What?"
Holy shit!
And we're like in the middle of I think we just finished the CS game too. That's probably why I was just zoning out. But I think at one point I was getting like super paranoid, like I don't know where, like after all the processing, and I was like, "How do you swallow?"
How do you swallow?
Hey, yo.
And I was just like, "Oh
how am I
fuck."
supposed to do this?
Yeah, and then I was like, "What muscles are being used?" Wait a minute. And so I'm like going through like a checklist, like running through everything. I'm like, okay. And then like halfway through, I'm like, have I breathed? Then I'm just like running through. I'm like, fuck, how do you breathe? And like relearning how to function as a human. I'm like, fuck. And then I know I just go into like a straight panic attack. I'm like, fuck.
Holy
I just go
shit.
into like existential existential crisis.
mode.
Yeah. I was like, oh fuck, what have I done? I'm 22, blah blah blah.
Oh
like
my
I'm just
God.
like running through everything. I'm like fuck. And then like this is all going through my head, and I'm just like calmly like, I think I'm gonna go to bed. Like inside,
Respect.
yeah, and like inside, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go to bed. And he's like, yeah, I'm fucking go to bed too. And so we all just go into our rooms and like,
Damn.
and I just lay in my bed. I'm like, fuck, and
Like,
it's just
I'm
running
dying.
through it, right? And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. And then like the whole time I'm like, yeah, you can go to bed, but and then it just repeats. I'm like, fuck. And so I'm up for like an hour tossing and turning, and then finally it just out.
Jesus.
Next morning, I'm like, I was hungover from a high.
Oh yeah, I've been
was,
there.
I was like, fuck, dude, I overdid that for sure.
Oh yeah.
And my roommate's like, you were high? I was like, he's like, you were fucked up? I'm like, dude, most high I've ever been. I didn't smoke for like 2 or 3 weeks almost
Yeah,
after
like,
that.
I was like, nope.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. I'm just so out
Like,
of it.
dude was like, I'm done.
Yeah, it was like, that was the rock bottom. But but I was like, nah, fuck that. And he was like, nah, I mean, I was high, but I wasn't what you were. I'm like, really? He's like, I couldn't even sleep. He's like, dude, that knocked me out. Because when he usually does, he gets tired. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Nah, man tends to just knock out on us. I'm just like,
Yep.
okay. For real, I think every time we've done it, he's like
Bro.
knocked out.
So I really want to touch on this New York story.
What was in New York? What
Okay,
happened?
so this is when Luis and Ricardo they weren't with us because we all had an argument that day, and then we were just like, okay, we're gonna go drink. We're gonna go drink at this rooftop bar. We're drinking like soju, with Christian, right? Christian was there.
that
Yeah,
story.
so-
So you did go the second time. I forgot about that.
So we're drinking it with Christian, and he already said his name, so I'm just Oscar, Alex, Demo, and
Luis, how you gonna forget?
no,
Luis?
Luis was there.
In
or
New
he-
York.
No, but like he
you're
went with
talking
he went
about
with Ricardo.
yeah,
He went with
yeah,
Ricardo.
yeah.
So basically, we're just drinking, and then like we passed by this shop, the smoke shop, and then
No, you're remembering the story wrong.
what was it?
So what had happened? It was the group that went there because you were mixing the story up a bit.
Oh, okay.
And so we went to the rooftop because we're like, hey, let's go drink. I'm like, yeah, we're in New York. Let's go fucking drink on a rooftop. Or somebody mentioned it. We're like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking skyscrapers. Let's go drink on top of a skyscraper. Do you ever think how crazy that is? Like, drinking. I don't fucking know. Anyway,
But it was
That's pretty
I
crazy.
would love to go back just to go drink on the rooftop.
that's such like a
And
crazy
it's a
concept to me. I
good
don't know why.
vibe.
Like, it's
A
like, yeah, it's a
good
great
vibe.
vibe, and you're like, dude, I'm like, what, 68 stories up in the fucking off the ground drinking? That's fucking
Yeah.
insane, dude.
But nah,
That freaked me out.
Yeah, like that just got to me. I was like, holy fuck, we were that high up in the sky, just casually drinking. Like, there's a rail over there. That's crazy. Anyways,
no. But I'm just gonna
no, sorry. Anyways, part of it because you're kind of mixing it a bit.
go ahead.
You can remember the funny part because I don't think I do. But we were on the rooftop drinking, and I think we had bought some pre-rolls. I think the day before, right? Because we had like a fuck ton. Because we're like, oh, let's smoke in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a bunch of them, and then I think we had 2 on us because they're like, we might need this for the trip. They're like, we're gonna get high, yeah, why not? But so we go rooftop, and then we're like, hey, can we smoke here? Like, out of respect, like we don't want to be dicks and just smoke. And like, oh yeah, there's a smoking area over there. Like, I bet. And then we're sitting down. We order some soju because Christian was with us, and he's like,
He's a
Mhm.
big soju drinker.
and we wanted him to drink because we were already drinking beforehand. So I was like, let's keep drinking soju. Fuck it, let's not mix too much. And so we just go and bottle the bottles and like, oh, let's spark up. So we roll it up and we get the weed. We start smoking, and we're just going back to back. We ended up killing it. Christian didn't partake.
Okay.
Because I know he'd probably want me to mention that he did not partake in it.
Okay,
He
Christian
only
did not
drinking.
partake.
Right, he did not. Because I know he
I
probably want me
repeat,
to
Christian did not partake.
One more
Clarification.
time, he did not
Christian
partake.
Did not partake. He is a soju drinker.
Got a weed smoker.
This shit's still going.
Yeah, dude, Tim was over here dying.
I know.
All
I'm
right.
like, fuck.
Alex sounds like he's done. Go ahead, finish your story, Chris. Because you didn't.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
no,
You
no,
sound like
sorry.
you're done. Nah, but
But yeah, we were
I was
smoking
just-
on the rooftop. Basically, that's where we first started.
Rooftop. Don't forget the mic demo.
okay, I'm just gonna continue it. I'm just like skip ahead.
Okay,
So
let's hear
they bought gummies, I think,
Okay.
and it was just Alex, Demo, and Oscar, and then we're just at the comedy club, and then like we're just sitting down. There's drinks, snacks, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty funny. And then I looked over to my right,
Oh.
and I just see Oscar.
Pass the fuck
And
out.
I'm just like, bro. And then whenever we're clapping and laughing, he gets up and he just claps and like, ha, ha, ha. And then like he just chills for a bit and he,
Oh my god, bro. So dude's ass was out.
bro, this was
He
the funniest
done.
shit ever, dog.
Dude, I don't remember getting back to the apartment or the house.
Bro,
either.
Okay, hold
Bro.
on. Because I wanted to get into this because you know how I said the highest I ever been was Colin?
Yes.
Fuck that. It was with you in New York that fucking night, bro. That shit was fucking ridiculous.
Just coming back now.
Yeah, because when he mentioned New York, I was like, wait.
I
This
was there,
motherfucker-
and I was.
Because we were in that rooftop smoking like 2 fucking joints,
That
drinking,
that
downing.
had wax on it. Too.
Yes, and downing fucking soju the whole time.
This is just flour.
Yeah, floured and waxed.
This
Yes.
is just flour.
Oh,
Like I don't even
That's
smoke
good.
flour and wax. Like this is just flour.
really?
So y'all were like
Yeah.
That shit was like coated.
getting
in
lit.
Yeah.
So
Okay, got
so
it.
we're walking around New York, fucking high as hell, stopping everywhere to fucking get food. Because I don't even know if you remember this, but and then we walked past a tobacco shop, and
Okay.
I think Alex is like, we should just do edibles, and I don't know what edibles you got. Like it was like I don't know how many mg
They
it
were
was.
100 milligram gummies, and that we
Fucking
no,
100
1,000. My bad.
1,000?
1,000?
There were 10 gummies in total, so each gummy was 100 milligrams, and so each gummy was 100 milligrams.
You could put it out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
He said, "Hey, I'll hit the last hit."
He's boofing
So-
the roach, but yeah, no.
So gummies, 1,000
Yeah.
milligrams. How many did you guys split
So
up
it's
between
100
yourselves?
each because there was 10.
Okay.
We took one, no?
Yeah, one each.
Yeah,
We're
so
we're
100
already-
milligrams.
we're
But
already
hey,
considered
I didn't know
it.
how much
100
it was. Alex
milligrams?
just gave it to me. I was
Listen,
That-
100 milligrams for people who like aren't like smoking like every day. That'll fuck you up. That will fuck you up. Like the dispensary milligrams are like 5 milligrams per fucking
Oh
gummy.
fuck.
10 milligrams per gummy. I like if you read the labels, like the whole package will be 100 milligrams.
In New York, it crazy.
They're
Yeah,
fucking-
no,
They're
you guys,
crazy in New
you
York.
clearly got lit as fuck, and now I understand why you were so high.
No,
Yes.
I mean to the point. Oscar was knocked out.
He left early with Christian. Christian, who fucking left us. He was
He also
supposed to.
did
He
not
was
partake.
supposed to
He's supposed to
DD
babysit.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
babysit us the whole night. This motherfucker left us with Oscar, and so
Wow.
it was just me,
No.
Alex,
And
and Chrissy just trying to find a way home. Getting
Y'all
on
were
the
all off edibles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I
except for
wasn't. I
Christian.
wasn't.
Oh.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
Because
wait.
then I was like, I'm not gonna do that shit, bro. Because then
Yeah.
I'm gonna look like this motherfucker. And I was pointing at Oscar, and he was like, "Fuck you, mean?" Proves my point at the comedy club.
yeah, that shit was crazy though.
But yeah, it was just us, and so this man's just
Yeah.
trying to handle me and them while just fucking out of it, dude.
I was pretty tipsy.
Oh yeah, because we were drinking in the comedy
Yeah.
club too,
I-
right?
and in
You
the
were
comedy
drunk.
club, we were.
Oh, because there was
yeah.
a minimum at the comedy club. You
Oh.
had to buy like $15 worth of something.
yeah, we got
I think no, it was minimum on drinks. It wasn't minimum on food. Because I don't think buying
Okay.
food counted towards your drink.
Okay.
it was some bullshit.
So yeah, you had to have a drink minimum. So you had like maybe 2 drinks, basically.
Okay. Okay.
But
Damn, they're trying to
It's
get you fucked up.
$7.50 for a drink,
Oh, it was expensive.
bro. This is why I don't drink.
bro, the drinks
Like,
over
I
there,
d- no.
the drinks over there at the comedy club, it was pretty ass. I'm not
They
gonna
were
lie.
fucking
They were-
lit as hell.
Yeah, bro, like too
Okay.
much alcohol.
Okay, I know this is slightly like off topic, but in some, it's just because like I don't go to bars, so I am curious. Like, what is the average like tab you're gonna spend on a night getting fucked up? Like, and I'm not talking like absurdity. I'm just saying like actually getting drunk.
Drunk?
How much are you spending?
you
Like, how
honestly-
much money does that cost
To get
for
like
someone?
drunk?
Like drunk at a bar, like not at home, not off a bottle, like drink by
It
drink.
depends where you're drinking.
Yeah, it depends where you're drinking.
Like where?
Yeah. 'cause
Okay,
if
let's
you-
just say like it's a bar that's gonna get
Oh no,
you
I meant
right,
what
but,
you're
like-
drinking.
I think
Okay.
where and what.
House
Where and
drink-
what? Yeah,
I mean,
house
like-
drinks.
but like,
Okay, but I'm just looking for like a general average here.
Are
Like,
you
how much money are you gonna have to spend to get fucked up?
yeah, what,
Me is bad because I.
Alex?
No,
'Cause he drinks
it's not,
beer.
It's not even that.
It's because you drink beer, and beers are more expensive per
No, it's
per
not that.
like drink, wouldn't it be?
Nah,
No, beer's actually pretty
this
cheap.
is actually an
Really?
AA meeting.
Cheer is nice.
Okay.
Cheer. Beer is nice and cheap. my
Okay,
bad.
fair.
That's the nice thing about it. It's like when you start getting liquor involved, it starts getting expensive, right?
Yeah, yeah, for
Because
sure.
I mean that's gonna get
Okay.
you drunk faster,
Yeah.
but obviously you're gonna pay for that.
Yes.
Mhm.
But no, my average because is usually high because we usually want to go out drinking, we tend to buy each other drinks.
Okay. Okay.
So well, like it's rounds that we're going around. We're not really buying
Yeah.
individual drinks. So that's why my
Damn.
tabs tend to get expensive. Like I think one time I went to the bar, I dropped maybe $100 on one night just drinking because we're all buying rounds and
yeah.
shit. Actually, no, it was like No, the highest was 260 because I ended up buying
Damn.
like a round of shots for everybody, and then and then we were all sharing it. They're like, fuck it, we'll just keep it all on Burrito's card. I'm like, dickheads, because you don't want to pay, huh? He's like, no, we're all gonna pay you back. Don't worry. And I was like, sure, but I'm gonna look like shit on my account statement. I'm like, whatever.
Damn.
I was like, hopefully it doesn't bounce. Let's not go too crazy, guys. We went crazy. I mean, $260 later, we're all fucking slammed and like, it's $260 for the fucking bill. I don't know if it was $260, but it was an obscene number.
Like it was like, oh, we just
Yeah.
spent a lot of money.
Yeah. And then my coworker saw it too. He's like, oh fuck, dude, that's a lot. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I still gotta leave tip though. And I'm like, fuck, that's a lot. Come
Fuck
like
no.
20%
Yeah,
off that.
20%.
I was like, fuck. He's like, don't worry, dude, I got the tip.
What's that, like
Put-
$50?
Yeah, it was like up there.
Oh,
I was gonna
shit.
say like because if it's like 250, I know that like 20% of 250 is
Mhm.
$50.
Because everybody paid me off the original. They didn't give me the tip. So I was like, fuck, I had to pay the original.
Pause.
Damn.
I had to pay my original fee, and then I had to add the tip on. I was like, that's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
And my coworker saw that. He's like, oh shit, did everybody stiff you on the tip? I was like, not really. I just didn't really think about it at the time to charge him because I mean, I was already drunk too.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, I didn't even think about it. And he was like, it's fine, I got it, dude. It was like,
Damn.
yeah, it was on your card. You know, you went through the whole effort, like financially, whatever.
Yep.
I'll cover the tip. Don't worry about it. I was like, all right, solid, thanks, dude.
Fair.
Yeah, that was like an expensive end, and that's with me group drinking. I like to group drink, and then when we group drink, I tend to, and like a lot of my friends tend to,
Okay.
just buy each other drinks.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like I would say like $7 to $10 like a shot.
Yeah, average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it depends how many
Jesus.
shots you're gonna end up taking that night.
But honestly,
like,
the shots
bro,
get you fucked
like,
up pretty
bro.
fast, though.
Like a gram is $10.
Oh my god.
This is all I'm gonna say, bro. Like
I'm more of a smoker anyway, so yeah,
$10.
I
bro.
don't drink that much.
I don't know. I like drinking. It's fun.
I mean, Alex is an alcoholic.
I just whenever
No,
I
no, no.
have
Yeah, this is actually an intervention.
Hey.
It's not a podcast.
Yeah, it's not a
That's
podcast,
not
bro.
fair.
We're actually just here to talk about your.
Bring the rest in.
Come on, guys.
oh boy.
No, but yeah, it's definitely it's good time.
Good time.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
No,
Yeah.
I
Shit.
have
What
a
were we
sto-
talking before?
No, but I have a story.
Yeah, Colin was
I have
asking how
another
much
story.
alcohol. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
just
right.
how much alcohol costs because I like
well,
don't drink. So
I
like-
guess I could actually give you a controlled one because I think what was it Thursday I went for drinks after work because my coworkers was like, hey, you guys want to catch a beer or something?
okay.
As as blue collar workers tend to do after work, we like to drink after work. Even in the service industry, they do it too. They do it in the they smoke. I mean, service industry they tend to drink on the top sometimes too, right? Line cooks and shit, right?
All of them that I met were
Yeah.
heavy stoners.
Really?
oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, dude, like when I was working at a bar, like I'm not gonna say any names, but like we smoked weed, bro.
Really?
Like I mean, not we. I was at the time not smoking, but like
Mm.
that was like the culture of like kitchens. Like
Really?
they're stoners. Oh, kitchen
Really?
culture is stoners.
Hmm.
Most of them. I mean, yeah, they're the people who drink, but like, bro, even like where I work now, like, bro,
Mm.
there's stoners everywhere in
That's
kitchens.
crazy.
They're
Yeah,
everywhere.
for real.
You ever realize
Everywhere.
how much like
Demo, you've worked kitchen jobs too.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
I
you
know
really
exactly what you mean.
And you
Yeah.
have too, bro. Panda. How many people at Panda would you say out of like everyone who worked? What's like the percentage that did
well
smoke?
when I worked at Panda, it was when I was younger though.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying you, just the general facility.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but 'cause when I was younger, I wasn't as into like all this stuff.
So you didn't even ask.
Like half the time, no. I
Gotcha.
didn't smoke with my coworkers until they were basically leaving the company
Okay.
or the place. I was just like, that's when because that's when I was
Celebratory.
getting close to them and like we were getting a little closer, so everybody was more comfortable with
Yep.
each other. So then I think on their way out, they're like, they busted out a pen and they're like, hey, you want to hit this? And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck this is, but sure.
Shit.
And I was like, I don't want to be like the fucking no, but like you said, it wasn't peer pressure, but I didn't want to be the one called
yeah,
bitch.
shit.
Yeah. So I was-
Damn.
but yeah, then it was like, here, hit this. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck, you guys smoke? And they're like, yeah, most of us do. I'm like, what? It was like maybe 5 in the kitchen and 3 smoked.
Okay. So
So I guess yeah, you do have a valid point. Like most people, like, oh, I don't think they would
yeah,
smoke.
but they do.
Then they do. I'm like,
yeah,
that's
there's a
fucking
lot
wild.
of potheads. You just wouldn't realize it.
Isn't that weird? There's a lot more potheads than you would think. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Because
because like they don't
image.
talk about it. It's because like there's a certain image that comes with like a pothead. Like you wouldn't, and it's negative. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Here. Like when you think of like a pothead, you're not thinking of something like good. But that like yeah, that's the thing. Like there are a
Mhm.
lot of people who smoke weed who you'd never guess because they're just on their shit, living
Yeah,
life, taking
right.
care of business, and fucking getting it done. Like that's not uncommon. It's just a lot less easy to spot because when you're thinking weed, you're thinking stereotypical. Like you're someone who smokes weed. There's a stereotype around it.
A lot of people
It's-
see it way worse than like alcohol.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
exactly.
It's kind of like almost
It's
the same.
I would say it's the opposite because like with weed, like I mean, it can debilitate you to a degree, but like let's say like you smoke like a full joint versus taking like 3 shots. I feel like you'd make better decisions off the joint than the shots.
Yeah,
You
I
know
would
what
say
I
too.
mean? I feel like your decision making is just a little better on marijuana than it is on alcohol. Like you,
There's a joke I have with Luis.
Let's hear it.
Sometimes too, Temo.
What?
Well, like as soon as you get nice and lit, give the men the keys.
Give the man the keys.
Okay, this is
What?
don't do that.
Bro.
don't do that.
It's
Please don't
it's
listen
such a
to him.
stupid joke. No, because I think we saw it off of TikTok and we said it to each other.
Yeah, no, yeah, I seen that joke though.
And then they're like, he was like, man, bro, I just slammed 8 beers. All right, give the man the keys. Give the man the keys.
No,
It's just
dude.
an ongoing joke to make fun of that fact. Like people think that's fucking normal, but it's not.
Yeah.
No, for
Drink
sure.
and drive. Don't do that. Very dangerous.
Yeah, it's
Bro,
not
I
safe.
fucking
You
love
shouldn't be
Luis.
doing that.
Even Luis in New York, bro. That shit
Yeah.
was funny as fuck too.
Yeah.
Every like a car just passed by and they're just like, "You guys got some weed?" And Luis goes, "No." Y'all got some Molly?
That shit is crazy out there.
For real, right?
It's like dealers in Times Square just yelling
Yeah,
out.
bro.
Walking around.
Yeah.
saying-
Yes.
And they're next to cops too.
It's like hot dogs
Next
at a
to
fucking
cops,
baseball
yeah.
game. They're
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
who wants
or
some
like,
weed?
Yeah, like the
Zaza.
concessions. It's like concessions almost.
Yeah,
where it's just
exactly.
Like, hey, we got it. Yeah.
Pre-rolls,
literally
pre-rolls,
everywhere.
pre-rolls.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's how they got us one time. Remember, we were in the. What was it? Oh, it wasn't with you. It was them. But 3 of us were
What?
there. Oh, that was on our way home, wasn't it?
You
What?
got some pre-rolls off someone?
I think somebody like just came up to
We went
us.
to Times Square and we got some more, I think.
Oh
Okay.
no! I'm thinking of the wrong thing completely. It was during Summer Smash. We were walking down the street, and some guy like waves us down. They're like, "Hey, you guys want some fucking joints?" And I'm like, "What?" Just like casually in the street, he's like, "Y'all want some joints?" I'm like, "Oh shit, sure, why not?" I was like, "I'll do it." I was like, "I know he doesn't," so I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Why not?" And like I was just shook about it, and I was telling Chris like, "Why was your guy just randomly like, yo, you want to join randomly and fucking walking by?"
Yeah, bro. And I told Alex, I was like, "Bro, is this safe? Like, we just
Yeah.
bought this." And then we didn't even think of this too. Dude gave us a deal. Alex turned it down.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Give me your worst offer."
No. He said, he's
Pardon
he
me,
said,
sir,
he
but I'd
said-
love if you'd give me your worst
Bro, he said
offer, so you'd
25.
like
Bro, he said 25 for 2 joints.
That's okay.
That's not bad.
Okay, that's not bad.
And they were packed,
Because
Okay.
he was selling them for 15.
15 each. And he told
And
me
then
two
you
for
didn't get
25.
Alex
And I
turned
said
it
no.
down.
Discount.
I said
He
no.
turned it
That's
down.
a $5
He said, "No, I'll do
discount.
40."
This is when we were finding Oscar.
Because we got lost after Summer Smash. But yeah, then I turned down the initial offer, and then I was like, "Let me buy one." And then we were walking, and we smoked it. I smoked it, my bad, not we. Oh, lame. Oh, anyways, it's not peer pressure. It's just
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, we were walking by. I kill it, and I'm like, "Why didn't we just buy another one?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "This was not enough for me." Because it was great, but like I was high, and I was like, "But I'm pretty sure they will probably want to hit it too."
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm also feeling a little bit up for more. So I was like, it's whatever. And he's like, yeah, you turned down the deal on it. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. Or was it I bought another one, but it basically spent 30 instead of 25.
because you didn't do it at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it might have been that, right?
Yeah.
I went back
But-
to buy another one, and then he was like, why didn't you just buy 2 at the time? And I was like, you got a point.
Yeah. You weren't thinking there too. Like you were
Well,
just
no,
like,
too. I
okay.
mean, we were like, our adrenaline was high off of coming off that. And then
yeah.
we were
Coming.
looking for everybody.
fucking
And then
love
a
Summer
little
Smash.
tipsy too, because we were drinking and dehydrated.
Damn.
Cause holy shit.
Oh
dude.
my god, bro, we were dehydrated as fuck.
It
We
wasn't
did not
bad.
prepare
Don't
for
go
this.
crazy.
And hungry.
And hungry. Like Alex and I went to a fucking taco stand
Oh,
that
like,
was right there
Street, like on the fucking
on
corner.
the street.
They're just like, you want tacos? No, they weren't saying you want tacos. No, there was a lady like tacos.
Yeah.
And like, dude, this shit, like, if you saw it, like, pure, like, that's what street food is. Like, on the corner.
And they
Shit
had,
looks dirty. You're
they
just
had
like,
drinks,
why
bro.
not?
They had drinks, and I was like, Alex, please, bro, we have to get
Please.
drinks. And he was like, oh yeah.
And I was freaking out because I was like, oh, fuck. Usually they're cash only. And I was like, oh, fuck. Maybe I was like, I don't have cash. He's like, do you have cash? He was like, no. And I was like, well,
Damn.
fuck. And then I walk up towards them like, they accept card. They had like the
They
little
accept
square,
card.
that
Accept
little square
card.
thing. And I was like, shit, it's dirty. But they got a good setup though.
Nah, but dude,
But it was like crazy because it looked like it's like literally they set it up for that event and then probably tore it down that night and went home.
Wow.
And I was like, that's fucking insane.
Fair enough.
I mean, I wish they were still at Douglas Park.
Oh, they
'cause
moved over, right?
yeah, they moved, but I would wish they were at Douglas Park because The city, bro. It's just
Isn't
the
Lala
city.
in-
It's so beautiful.
Isn't Lala in Douglas Park this year?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, man.
All right.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Had some fun. All
What
right.
else you got, Colin?
So, one little note I wanted to add, just because it is 420, it's just like the history of like how that came to be. It's just, this is a quick little thing too. It's just a note I wanted to add, but thought it was interesting. But yeah, 420 came about during there was some high schoolers, and they would kind of just use it as a code word as a time to go meet to smoke. But in terms of other people, it was just, oh, do you want to go meet at 420? And that was the way they would get around to go smoke weed when it was still super taboo and a lot less people were cool with it. You know what I mean? So it was just a code.
I get. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just a code. It was, you want to go meet at 420?
420.
And that's all you had to say. That was, we're going to go smoke some weed.
Imagine
Okay.
420.
That's interesting.
Yeah, bro. 420. All right. Just
Yeah,
walk back.
like it's a very casual, you know what I mean? Like you see two
Why
kids.
420 though?
I don't, that I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Maybe it was just the day that they said it, or
No, because it was a time.
No, it was a time.
how was the time?
Oh, it was the time. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
And
And
now-
maybe they just had the tradition, like maybe they smoked at that time because they had the opportunity to do it at that time.
Right, like maybe it was just like
Yeah.
after
That was
school.
convenient.
I mean,
Probably,
if they were
yeah,
at
after
after
school.
school, a little
Or
bit
like
after,
something-
right
it was
before
like around
your parents
4:20
get
guys.
home,
And then
like 5 o'clock, parents are off work, so 420, smoke real quick. Yeah,
But why,
maybe
why
something
would it,
like
why
that.
would
That's
it
cool.
keep it so that they just consistently keep going at 420 until they just
I think it
coincided
just
the term?
stuck with like I'm sure like they told their friends and their friends
Mm-hmm.
told their friends like this is just what we it's what we, and it's kind of high school. It's high school, so like where it spreads, and it just must have caught. It's just one of those things that must have caught somewhere somehow.
Yeah, but to get spread to the level that is spread is like crazy to really think about.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Because 420 is just that term now.
Yeah.
Like that's weed. Like you don't even have to question it. So it is a little interesting.
How that got to that point,
Like
and
the,
then
like,
everybody just
status.
and then people
Yeah.
just accepted it.
Yeah. Like at some point or another, it was just like okay.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what it is.
That's weed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like that, there's still that culture like built around it, and then like there's still that people just dislike the thought of doing or taking or distributing that drug altogether.
Yeah.
And now
absolutely.
they made it as a holiday for like
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
April
April
20th.
20th.
But there's
is,
still
you
that
know.
culture of just hating the drug. Like there's people
Oh
that
yeah.
are
There
just
are
Yeah.
people who
completely
fucking
get it.
hate weed.
Like for their own
hate
reasons,
it.
whatever they have, good for them. But again, and then there's still I don't know that those two things exist at the same time, and I
Yeah.
feel like the other side, the negative ones, are the ones that are like have the majority, and yet like the 420 ideals and shit still catch steam basically, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little wild. Now, as we've like talked about all these experiences and you guys getting all, fucked up and whatnot, something to follow on that and just, kind of following 420 in a way, just in the theme of being super high in a way.
Very high
Let's talk about some psychedelic experiences.
psychedelic experiences.
Yeah, let's talk about some psychedelic experiences. Now, I want to start by asking like what you have tried. Let's start again with Demo. That way we could just, it's linear. It works out. So Demo, what have you tried if you have?
I've only tripped on acid, and that was one time.
Okay. How was it?
It was definitely like a good high. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of trippy. I'm trying to remember this.
Yeah.
How high, but it's just really different. Like it's crazy. Like you
Yeah.
can things are like moving. You can like look at pictures and like see things
They're
like
shifting.
like it's
and
like a live
morphing.
picture.
Yeah.
and everything is just
Yeah.
you're fucking
a
up all
lot.
night too.
It's a
though.
lot.
You're
It's
up.
a lot.
Yeah, you're up all night. Like I didn't sleep.
That's 12 hours.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep at all until
is that really
It's
how it
12 hours.
goes?
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
No, it takes 12 to come up. My bad. 4 up, 4 regular, and then 4 down.
Damn.
Yep.
No, yeah, but I was with, like my homies and like these dudes like they would like he has like this picture of like a Brooklyn Bridge on his wall.
A broken bridge.
No,
Brooklyn.
Oh,
Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge.
And
Got
these
it.
motherfuckers were just staring at it for like 10 minutes. Like they were like seeing cars move and they're like I couldn't see that.
Damn.
I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Like damn,
They
I
hear the
can't.
noises. Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah,
they're like,
they
you
hear
can't
the
see this, bro?
horns.
They're like, the cars are moving, bro. It's like a live picture. I was like,
I don't see shit.
I don't see that, but
Damn.
nah, it was definitely like a good experience for sure.
Fair enough. All right. How about you, sir?
I've only done it a couple times, once, and
Once.
yeah,
Really?
my bad. There's been more, but
I was going to say, I think there's been at least a couple. I swear you
cap
told me,
again.
like...
but I always get the same experience. So I mean, I don't. No, my bad. The second time was worse.
he said it was worse.
Way worse.
All right. Let's...
Because we were drinking at the same time, and then we also had the pen at the
okay.
same time.
Okay.
This guy.
So we were
So
just
you
we were like fuck it, we're reckless. I was like, we were just 21, like we're just trying to get it all out of our system.
Yep.
So what did you take?
We took a gel tab. We took
Okay.
Luis had his like do you remember that little pipe thingy he had?
Yes.
He had that.
Yep.
That was the night it broke, I think.
Oh,
I think so. He had that, and then we were also just buying alcohol at the same time as that.
gotcha.
And then we're just at a bar chilling, and then like it hits us out of nowhere. We're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And just the whole rest of the night was just my bad shit.
A blur.
Was just intense.
Yeah, it was just
Very intense.
Maybe it was like the most normal night ever, but from my perspective, like
It was
everything was
insane.
yeah, not so much like. I guess I was just in like in a mental space where
Mhm.
like I was just like, whoa,
Yeah.
like I didn't really get that much visuals or anything either.
Have you ever taken psychedelics without taking anything
Yeah,
else
yeah.
by itself?
How was that?
That's why like when I do it, I kind of see no point in it
Hmm.
because like I get in a good mental space. Well, I've only done acid by itself, and I was like, wait, no, I did something. No, it was acid. Yeah.
Doesn't psychedelics like help you in a way?
They can.
They
Like,
could.
I don't want to say, like, a guarantee, like, yes, like, yep, they're going to help
No, like
everyone who
like
ever takes
peop-
them.
like medicine, basically.
Yeah, there's some people.
It
that do.
can be medicinally
Yeah.
applied.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people say they get like ego death, which I don't know if you know what
Yeah.
that means. Like you just like your ego's basically gone. Like it just
Yeah.
really opens your mind to like
You get more
Other
open
shit.
and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think that's crazy, dude. Isn't it like aren't psychedelics just crazy and like the things they can do and what they show you and what, like how it warps your perspective of reality, basically.
Yes.
Like there's something that you can take
yes.
that will alter what you're
Yes.
experiencing. That's
Yes.
crazy. Like
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
I don't know.
insane.
It's crazy that exists though.
They help with mental illness.
That
a
was my
lot,
entire,
so-
like, first trip. Like,
Really?
that was literally, like, the, like, main focal point of my entire first experience on acid was just, like, holy fuck, I can't believe you can experience things like this.
Mm.
Like, I cannot fathom that this is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't believe that this shit is just part of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is happening. And you can take something, and it will affect your brain and cause this to occur.
Mm-hmm.
Broke my mind, for sure. Not in a bad way, just like, holy
Like-
shit. Yeah, my mind was, like, blown. It was like, oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely opened up the doors of life. It was like, holy shit, like, this is so much deeper than just, like,
Mhm.
the surface level. Yeah, for sure.
What was it? Well, I saw something on. What was it? I think it was Joe Rogan. I think.
Okay.
Well, I think he went over it too. Like he believes in it. Not he didn't believe. He said it's good theory that like evolution was kind of triggered by our early ancestors partaking in psychedelics themselves, which sort of opened up their minds a bit more. Which they probably had maybe whatever they fucking experienced.
Right.
They probably had what you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what's happening. Like holy fuck, this is possible experience. And maybe like that, they just kind of formed their brains into a new,
Dang.
and then just like developed the revolution, which was like fucking crazy.
Fuck them. No, I'm just, no,
Well,
that's
and
really cool.
I'm not
That's
getting
really
all
cool.
controversial.
No,
I'd
that's cool though.
yeah,
Like
yeah, it's
that.
cool.
That's called the Stoned Ape theory, by the way.
it was. Yep.
And that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was a theory coined by Terence McKenna, in his process of psychedelic exploration, and it was just one of his theories that, and it's a hypothesis technically, like, and that's the thing. Like, I hate to be technical, but like a theory is actually more.
What's confirmed, right?
Yeah, a
like
theory
there's
is
proof that this is possible.
like
There's-
yeah, like it's a little more confirmed. Like this is a hypothesis, but it was called the Stoned Ape theory. But it is a hypothesis. But you're absolutely correct. It's like the whole premise is like these apes might have taken these mushrooms because of where they were living. It was common to be growing on the poop of the larger predators in the area. That's the thing. If you already got larger predators and you're trying to be careful and you're trying to survive, and you see these mushrooms growing everywhere, survival of the fittest, you're gonna eat it. Like for you know,
Yeah.
so there it even has like scientific evidence. Like there's a good chance that you know, like prior whatever, you know what I mean, that species would have been, would have consumed those, even if not for psychedelic benefit, for survival benefit, for the purpose of I need to live until tomorrow and I need food and this is edible. I can consume. So that's another thing that plays into that factor of like how that could be very possible and likely. It's just like it did grow on the dung of the predators in that era and time frame, in the areas. So it makes sense for sure.
That makes life a lot more crazier because I mean, then that like pretty much not proves, but like it shows like an aspect of why humans became the dominant species on Earth. You know,
Right.
Like what might have caused that brain development to happen. You know,
Like to that degree.
right?
Yeah.
And not only that,
Like what
to,
stopped
like,
us from being like Hermes, just walking around, just NPCing around. You know.
yeah.
NPCing around.
Like what caused it to happen, you know, and that would make more sense. Like maybe there was a factor, like a psychedelic that altered the
Like
mind.
something really hit, and that's the Stone Ape theory. Their thing is like, and not only that, our brains developed massive, like the amount and how much they increased in size and in development, and then in the amount of time that it happened compared to like the entire span of it. It was, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I remember that it was like our brains just at one point started growing rapidly, like rapidly developing, like it never had in any other time frame ever for our species. And that's their theory is that the mushrooms helped our brains start to develop and grow into that what we are today.
But isn't it
Interesting.
crazy? Like maybe other animals also partook in it without realizing it. But like what caused the ape to, you know,
Be the one that actually
that be the one to be
a human
developing.
shit.
yeah, that's
And like what
insane.
stopped like
Yeah.
fucking maybe ants who probably ate on that shit too, or like termites, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're intelligent animals to begin with. Like a lot of them, and like you've seen like
Yeah.
ant colonies and stuff, like how fucking functional they are.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very. They're
Mhm.
machines.
Mhm.
Like it's like a functional machine that's
Yeah.
a living organism,
Mhm.
or a hundreds and thousands.
And like they all know like that, and like
Oh, yeah.
there's examples of
They're hormonal.
camaraderie.
Yeah.
like they understand like they're their people basically, and they fight with each other too. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, they're hormonal bugs, and they're
Mhm.
able to like register all of that,
Mhm.
like everything. Yeah, it's really cool.
Just to get just get stomped on by some
To
kid.
get stomped on and fucking sprayed
Uh,
with pesticide and
uh.
stomped on by it. Yeah. Well, let's be honest. Let's be real. Fuck a fire ant. But like
Yeah,
black
no, they're
ants,
dicks,
as long as they're not in my crib, I honestly don't have an issue with ants. Like if I see one on the sidewalk, I'm not gonna go out of my way to go stomp on it.
Right.
I'm not,
I
I
am.
just don't care.
I
They're
am.
chilling.
He's
really?
like, bro got that personal.
I
grudge.
took it personal.
If I see it,
Bro,
I'm
no,
just
I
like-
fucking hate you. I hate you so much.
Time was walking by, sees an anthill. There goes the whole colony.
I have done that.
There goes the whole
if
colony.
it's not bothering me, I'm just gonna leave it be.
Exactly. That's how I am. I'm like, man, like it's just a black ant. Like it's not in my house. It's not doing nothing. It's just living, probably bringing food back to the
Right.
queen. Like I don't have any need to deal with this. But if it's in my house, I'm gonna deal with it. But that's because I don't want no ant in my fucking house. Like that's I
right.
don't need bugs where I'm sleeping.
Right.
That no, thank you.
Isn't it weird that it was common before? Like we said, maybe
Oh,
like
yeah.
our ancestors just like fuck it, I'm sleeping here. Oh, there's a snake. Oh well, cool. Man.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Damn.
Time to sleep.
Damn, that's tough, bro.
Yeah, he just-
you know, just fuck it up.
Or it could be like slugs or something. Well, maybe we don't know that though. Like maybe they also had that dislike of bugs or whatever, and they were also very picky as well. Like maybe we just don't know that. Maybe they were picky bitches too. You know.
True.
Maybe that's why we like some of us have that trait where it's like I'm cool with them, but just don't be in my fucking where I'm gonna
Yeah.
sleep. Maybe it's just that like primal thing of survival. Like you wanted to make sure where you were was safe, and like so if like maybe you saw a bug, you're like, well, what the fuck is that? You know.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
This is probably why people tend to dislike bugs in there where they're
Yeah.
gonna rest or they're gonna be their home basically.
Fair. All right. So we got a little off topic, but I liked where we got with that. But I just want to make sure we wrap up the segment so I don't like leave people out.
It was pretty interesting.
It was very
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 interesting.
interesting.
I didn't
Not
know
even
that
pretty.
Stone
That was.
Ape
I'm
thing,
glad
You
we
didn't
got
know
to
Stone
talk
Ape?
about
I
that.
never heard that.
I'm
That's
only
interesting.
doing this for the sake of making sure that we stick through with finishing our stories. What's it called? Chris, do you have any friends or anything? Like, do you know anyone who's had an experience?
I think I had an old coworker. He got fired, but he was doing he did, bro. I don't even know how he was still alive after this when he told me. So basically, him and his
Jesus.
brother were chilling.
I don't know. He's still alive. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But him and his brother were chilling, and his brother was like, "You want to do? I got shroom gummies." So yeah, so it was like, yeah, sure. So like they both there was 2 packs, so there was like 10, and they were just like, fuck it, we'll just probably take the whole 10.
Damn.
And then, bro, like it started hitting a little bit, and then they were just like, nah, it's not working. And then they just go and like to the store. They go to the store, bro, on shrooms. They get whippets, and then they go back home, do that. Supposedly it works, and then they're like, nah, this feels great, but we need up a notch. They did fucking DMT.
Oh my goodness.
DM fucking T.
Where do you even get that shit at?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. And then I was like, bro, how are you still? It was like, I'm not done. I was like, there's more. And he goes. And we just smoked and did some dabs. And I was like, how are you alive? That's my question. And he was like, I ask myself the same question every day. I was like, what the fuck,
That's some
bro?
existential shit right there.
Yeah. But then he goes, after that day, I slept very great.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I slept
Okay.
good. And I was like, still, bro, why? Like, that's insane.
Did they say anything like what they saw or like visually?
So one of them saw his brother. He was sitting down on the couch, and like there was like he was looking at him, and everywhere on the background, like I'm looking at you at the background. He said, pitch black, and it's just you right there, and like he could see his brother's aura coming out of him. So it was like red, blue, purple, just like coming out like you're right there, and there's like lines, and it's just so the first line's red, second line's blue, and then the third line's purple, and it's just like coming out of you.
It was like, maybe it was like a light trick almost, like maybe the light was reflecting off your eye just the way, like, I don't know.
No, bro, like they were putting on music, they said, and then they weren't watching any like any of those like psychedelic things
Videos,
on.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, like the hallucination type of shit. I don't know,
Right.
but, like to see things, but he was just like saying like he just looked at his brother, and like he just stared at him for like a whole 5 minutes, and his brother didn't even notice. His brother was just like chilling, but like he said like everything was pitch black, and he just saw his aura coming out.
That's dope.
That's dope.
That is dope though. Like you could see someone's aura just coming out of them. It was just good vibes. He said,
Leave it to
like,
the DMT.
good vibes. It probably was a DMT maybe, but he was like it was just good vibes coming out of my brother, and I was like, what the fuck?
DMT, like what is that like
I don't particularly know. Do you know or no?
it's like
I used to know like the full name. I think it's
But it's like you take it as a-
methyltryptamine.
you take it as like a tab though, right?
No,
How do you take it? Like
it's like a powdery kind of crystal in a way.
Crystal meth?
No,
Whoa.
it's like yellow. It's yellow, and it comes from a tree bark. At least like normal DMT comes from a tree bark. And you basically just extract it from the tree bark with like an alcohol, and then evaporate the alcohol, and there you have it right there. And then you just smoke it, and you can like some people will like put it like in between a bowl with weed. Some people will like put it in a dab rig and just dab the DMT because it is a crystal, but it's like a yellow powdery crystal. Like it looks like a seasoning. It literally looks like a seasoning,
Like lemon pepper seasoning?
but without the pepper. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
the powdery yellow, like that's how it looks almost. But either way, it's you just
Also,
you
like,
smoke it. It's
like-
like a powdery crystal that and you smoke it. But it's like you're supposed to like put it. Yeah, most people like mix it with some weed because like you're not supposed to like light it with a lighter directly or it'll just burn it. So you have to like mix it with weed and then you just like smoke it. I'm not super like oriented. I know you can do that, and you can do like I know some people will buy like it's just like what is it called? Like it's like the mesh wire, whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just like a whole bunch of stringy metal, but it's like tiny strings and it's all wrapped up. It looks like wool, steel wool. they'll take steel wool and they'll sprinkle powder in the steel wool, and they'll like put in like a piece, and then you just like light that and hit it. I
The
guess.
steel wool?
Yeah.
How the hell do you hit steel wool?
I don't know.
'Cause-
Or maybe it's not steel wool, but it's some type of like metal shavings, but it's like all intertwined
I think-
and like stuck together.
I
Like,
think I know what-
It's like it's stuck. Like,
Yeah, steel wool.
I think
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like some
But either
people
way, they'll,
some
like,
people do it with their
Right, but like,
photos
how do
where,
you
like,
hit
they
a
move it,
steel
and it's
wool
like-
though? Like,
Like you put it in a pipe and then you like ignite. And
oh,
Yeah.
it's also the indirect heat.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that makes
and then,
sense
Like
then.
the heat from the steel wool vaporizes what the DMT that's on the steel wool.
Mm.
Whoops, I'm really far from my mic, but yeah, like it'll vaporize it and stuff. Yeah. As far as like my own psychedelic experiences, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've had some crazy ones. Like seriously, just fucking insane. But those are long stories, so I'm not gonna like tell like a whole long story here. But to like give like a gist of like one of the crazier moments. Actually, I was hanging out with you at my apartment on the other apartment over
Yeah.
the other street. And I don't know if you remember, but he who shall not be named was there. You were there. You guys were having some drinks, and I was on a tab. And I told you,
Voldemort.
like, hey, just letting you know I'm on a tab right now. Blah, blah, blah. We're just chilling. And you guys were just talking, and we were sitting on my back porch, and we were like looking out at the, you know what I mean? Y'all were just having a couple beers, talking, and I was just sitting there in the chair, facing, you know, like outside the sky and everything. And I remember you guys were just having a normal conversation. I'm sitting there, and I was like, I am like so beyond fucked up right now to be sitting here in front of these two people trying to be a part of this. It's not even funny. And I was like, I need to get my shit together because these guys are not where I'm at right now at all. And like, I don't even know how to like interact with them right now normally, like with how they're doing. And I was just sitting there. And I remember like, to give you an idea of how messed up I was at the moment, I remember like when I like sat back in my chair and like looked out, you remember there was like a giant tree in the distance. Like there was a big tree out there. Either way, it was like kind of colder, not cold out, but colder still.
It was like fallish.
Yeah, and so the leaves had fallen off. And so it was just the branches. And it looked like there was just 100 octopus tentacles just flailing in the fucking sky. The tree was just a giant octopus, like massive, and they would extend like 10, 20 feet out and just move. So you guys are sitting there like having a couple beers talking about life, and I'm just like staring at that like, I can't fucking do this. Like I have no idea how to deal with this right now. And I remember like there was just out of nowhere there was some like some, it was like, it sounded like my voice, but it wasn't like my thoughts. It was like something telling me. And like there was like this voice, and it was just like, "Yo, calm the fuck down, bro. Like you're good. You just need to chill.
Chill out, bro.
Like bro, literally like chill the fuck out. You're cooling, bro." And maybe it was like my subconscious, just like, "Yo, like no, like we gotta stop this." But there was just a voice that was like, "Yo, you're good. Calm the fuck down. You're with your friends. You're fine." And then after that, I was good. Like I was still tripping, but I was able to just like accept that like I was really fucked up and you guys weren't. Like yeah.
No, that was I think I remember part of that night.
Yeah.
Like there's so much shit that happens, like things just start to fall off. Like
Yeah.
remember, they just kind of get shelved until somebody mentions the
Yep.
event, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when they mention, you're like, oh, I remember that night.
Yep.
You know? And all those
Absolutely.
experiences. But it's weird because you experience them like you experience everything the same. Yet certain things get shelved.
Yep.
While other things you just remember right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I was really messed up.
Mm.
I was very, very in the trip at that moment.
Do you remember like any of your like what's the craziest thought you've ever had like while on psychedelics? Do you have one?
Like what do you mean craziest? Like just like
Or just like something interesting that you've maybe like thought of while you were in psychedelics that you like never thought of when you were like sober?
I don't even know. Like cuz like
Or is it just all visually?
no, I had a lot of thinking that I was doing, but it was always like life related things. Like
Right, like personal.
it's weird because like I would just trip balls for like 8 hours, and then the last 4 hours of the come down I would just be like philosophically thinking.
Right.
Deeply though. Like and like just like dissecting my life and like
Exactly,
fucking
yeah.
just like figuring things out and putting it all together. So there's never, I don't know, I don't have any moments like, or like, yeah, where like there was like a crazy thought, Like, I could tell you like a moment where I was like genuinely scared because I had a bad trip. And I remember during this trip, there were literally like demon faces in my wall, in my ceiling, everywhere, looking at me and like murmuring against, amongst themselves. And now let me preface: don't do a full tab and acid at the same time. don't or a full tab and shrooms. Sorry, don't do shrooms and acid at the same time.
Really?
That's what I did, and that's what happened. I took shrooms, I took acid. And yeah, I ended up having like a demon trip, bro. Just like demons in the wall and shit, demons in the ceiling. And I was just like, damn, bro.
Bad trip.
Yeah, like bad trip. And I was just sitting there. And I remember the scariest moment though, like there was just like this dark shadow figure that like came over my bed, like hovering over me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember I was like, in that moment, I was just like, damn, like I am not alone right now. And that was the scariest thought I think I've ever had because I was like, that was a real, like, that wasn't like like, I was like, yeah, no, like I'm not alone anymore. Like I accepted that.
Really?
That scared the shit out of me because I like whatever it was. I just, in that moment, I was like, yeah, it has to be there because I see it. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to like pretend like I don't have this happening. You know?
Right.
I'd rather just
Yeah.
like go with the flow than fight it and pretend like, so I was just like,
Right.
damn. Like,
So you
there's
went up to
something
him,
here.
shook up, like, hey, bro, how you doing?
No, I was just like, fuck, bro. Like,
I get
there's
that.
something in my fucking room. Like, I don't know if it, like, I was just like, fuck. But
Yeah.
that was the scariest or like, weirdest
Yeah.
thoughts. Just like, fuck, man. Like, I don't, like I was tripping. So I was like, I know it's not there, but like, as far as I can tell right now, like I have to accept that it's there in the trip. It's there for me.
Right.
And that sucked. That sucked ass.
You could have just been like, it's just start talking with him, make it all casual and shit. Like, bro, where's your rent, bro? You in my house now. You got to pay that rent.
Nah, what I get a visual like when you talk about that story, I get a visual of you like in your bed, and just like you're just staring up at the ceiling, and I see like faces coming out of the wall. Like I don't know, it's like a weird visual that I'm getting when you tell that fucking story.
Fair enough.
Fair,
Like,
fair.
I'll show you like after like a picture of what I was talking about.
Okay.
Like, coming out of the wall.
Okay. I know there was one more topic that I would like to talk about. Oh, yeah.
Conspiracy theories.
Yes. Thank you.
I mean, we kind of already got into that a bit, didn't we, with the Stoned Ape?
Yeah.
A little. That's
Yeah.
not conspiracy though. That's just a theory.
Mm.
That's like a
Hypothesis.
thank you. That's a
Hypothesis.
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 All right.
yeah.
So we've got that.
Well,
covered.
technically, wouldn't it be conspiracy hypothesis then? Because none of it's confirmed. It's just
True.
there wouldn't be theory until it
Theory
actually gets
sounds
confirmed.
cooler, though.
Okay. Also, real quick, I might have to use the restroom. Were you guys gonna be
Dude,
able to cover for the
yeah.
next
Me
minute
too.
or minute or two? While
Well,
we
we
do
can always
rotation?
edit it if we need to. If it gets
Yeah,
too
let's
awkward.
make-
True.
let's
So
do a
here,
quick
real
edit,
quick,
quick edit.
we're gonna do a quick restroom break. We'll be back, and we'll be back in action at that.
Yeah, you can just edit it
Sit
out.
back in action.
So, where do we leave off? Conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories. So, Delmo, you wanna start us off here? Or I mean, hey, no, you don't have to. Like,
Let's reverse it for this one.
reverse it for this one.
You
So
always
I'm
do
gonna
start, right?
Huh?
You always do start, right?
So
Yeah,
I'll
we've been
start.
doing
Like,
it
I'm
this
okay
whole
with
time.
that. I'm not against it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for mine, my theory, or like it's not mine, but like the one I would like to speak about would be like the simulation theory, like the conspiracy theory that like everything that's going on in this world is just a simulation. Now the only things that really like actually make me like worry about this, like it's a broad theory, so it's kind of whatever, but it's like it's the statistical probability that scares me. And more specifically, the statistical probability that we are the main universe and the only universe in this entire existence, in everything that exists, is slim to none. Like the actual probability of us being like everything and this being it is very, very, very slim.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, fuck, like it's not improbable for this to be a simulation of degree. And that alone is kind of like, it makes me think like, fuck, like I don't want to believe it's a simulation, but now it definitely makes me question it. Like, holy shit.
Like, who's
am I
controlling
real?
it though? Like, is it just like?
I don't have answers like that. Like I said, I don't even like want to believe it per se. It's just something that it's something that like I think about for sure. Like if there is any like conspiracy theory that I'm like genuinely kind of like, fuck, like that might be real. It would probably be like that this could be a simulation. And I don't mean like in the like, oh, like we've got like some overlord who's controlling everything we do and we're, like I don't mean it like that. I just mean like it's a simulation, like it's just not base reality. Like
Okay.
the odds of this being base reality, like You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
the shit. It's very, very slim.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like, fuck. Like, I don't know. It'd be very like with how large the universe is, how large everything is. And if you're assuming like multiverse is true, or, you know, that there are other universes, then you'd have to consider like, yeah, like what is to say we're the main one? We're just one of them at that point. You know, if those are true, then we just become one of them. And if we are just one of them, what are all of these things in the first place? And how is it being run? What's the organizational process behind it? How does this all exist parallel to one another? You know, like there's a lot of like, how the fuck does this all work?
Yeah.
And not only that, like, how do our bodies just like happen to have all these these systems that we don't have to like actively tell what to do? Like our stomach knows to digest food, have acid, break things down, it spread nutrients. And we don't have to like sit there and be like, fuck, like, okay, break this down, dude. Like we just have these perfectly autonomous systems that work and function as machines.
Just because they do.
And how but that's my whole thing is like how like something had to be behind the like it's too perfect. It is too perfect of a system.
Well, it's
in
not
the universe.
perfect.
It's not perfect, but it's too close to being a perfect system. Just the fact that it works in that fashion without having effort required. Something's running the codes.
Well, I mean, it could just be like, I mean, back to the other theory, you know, it's just development of the brain. Like at some point, maybe the psychedelic or something, you know, kind of like altered your brain chemistry. So like, okay, like maybe at some point, like when we were like microorganisms, we actually had to like tell shit to break down, right? But throughout evolution, like the process kind of just became like, we do it so much, it's
Yeah.
basically just like breathing. You'd like,
But that would be too assuming, or that would be assuming that like microorganisms are conscious in the first place. Like they're alive, but that'd be saying like they're consciously aware of the fact that they need to do that. Do we know that a cell?
we don't know.
Is
Oh, well,
even,
actually,
like, consciously aware of what it's doing, or is it just a natural living byproduct of nature? You know what I mean? And then where do we draw the line with that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, we're just millions of those little cells,
that's true. What if
So-
we're the microorganisms or something?
right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
Hmm.
We have no idea. So like that just all falls into this like it really could just be a simulation, bro. Like I can't tell you
Inside a
it's like-
simulation.
inside a you know there could
Yeah.
be fucking hundreds of simulations in one another. Like we don't know,
Yeah, like we're just characters in a VR game.
or not even like a
Like-
VR
like-
game. Like it's just like
No,
yeah,
like
I
I
don't
get
even
this.
know.
I get this feeling like one day we're just gonna like if like we die out of nowhere, we're just gonna take off the
Just wake
fucking-
up.
Oh, like
we're
in
just
Rick,
gonna
like
wake
in
up-
Rick and
we're-
Morty.
Like we're just gonna take it off, like take off like the VR headset, and we'll be like,
Oh.
holy crap! Like
Yeah, so like in Rick and Morty, they did that shit.
yeah, that
Yeah.
yeah, like
Okay.
that type of shit.
You
though.
saw it, no? You saw that episode?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
It was
like
an
in the new
arcade game.
Yeah, it was an arcade
Oh
game.
yeah, yeah,
Roy.
yeah.
It was in the new season.
Yeah,
That
it
was the
for
first
Roy.
episode of the new season.
Yeah, it was
actually.
Roy, right?
Yeah,
That'd be so fucking trippy. But you know what's crazy? Once you're out of that simulation, what says you're not in another one though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it could just be one in one in one in one.
Mhm.
Like you don't. Where does that end?
Mm.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Like it doesn't seem completely improbable to
Mhm.
me. Like out of a lot of the conspiracy theories that you can hear, that's one of the few that hits my head, and I'm like, damn, like that's not impossible, and that's not improbable
Mhm.
by any means. So yeah, that's the one that I would say is like the most prominent to me.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, for me, I don't know if it is a conspiracy theory or if it is, but we all know that the ghost La Llorona.
Well, we don't all know, so why don't you explain to the audience?
So basically, I mean, if you guys know the story, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because
I really
I don't
don't.
remember it. You know, so basically, like her and her husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had kids.
Hold
blah,
on,
blah,
La
blah.
Llorona is just Spanish for the crying woman.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
you didn't know that?
huh?
Yeah. it's
No, no,
the
like
weeping
I know,
woman,
like
right?
the crying, like you know.
No, but I'm
like-
saying just so
Like,
it's
that's what
better
La Llorona-
context.
That's what La Llorona
Oh,
means.
okay.
Go
But
ahead, yeah, go ahead.
basically, her and her husband, you know, had kids,
Mhm.
and I think she saw her husband cheat on her with another woman,
Okay.
and so she was very heartbroken. So I think what she did is that, you know what, I'm gonna get you back, and what she did is she just drowned her own children
What the fuck?
in a river. I'm guessing, yeah, in a river,
Mhm.
and basically like I don't know why, but like she just like regret it.
Why wouldn't you?
She just regret it and everything like that, and like the husband found out, and it was just like
You're missing a point. She killed herself after she murdered her children. She
Oh, that's
regretted it.
it.
And
Yeah,
she
yeah,
murdered
yeah.
herself. She
Yeah.
killed
I
herself.
mean,
There
kind
was,
of a-
there was a.
a pretty major part of the story. But
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
want to make sure to add that she's dead. Like she killed
Yeah,
herself
she
after
killed
doing that.
She kills her. Yeah, she kills herself after her doing that,
Uh-huh.
and then like out of nowhere, it's just like her spirit lives on, trying to find her kids, basically, or something like that, right? I don't honestly know, but it's pretty scary too. And I know like sometimes your parents are like, if you don't act up, La
So,
Llorona's
like, Llorona gonna come get
then
you,
she's gonna get you.
Isn't that great?
Like-
Threatening your kid with
With a
murder.
fucking murder.
Yeah, and then you're just like, she's like, who the fuck's La
La
Llorona?
Llorona.
And then they explain it to you, and you're just like, oh fuck.
He's like, I don't want to die. You got a point.
But
yeah,
no,
you got a point there.
but no, it's scary because she just finds the children that are exactly like the age of her children,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, she does. I think she does the same thing, and then she just keeps going and going,
Just drowning people.
drowning like other kids. But it's
But how would
But
that
the-
make her feel
supposedly-
better?
huh?
Why
It
would
doesn't.
It doesn't. It's just
Shit, her like she's eternally damned. Like that's
Yeah.
her personal hell. She has to like like she lives
stay
in
on
regret
Earth and drown
like,
people?
like live in constant pain and regret and have to relive the moment of killing your children. Like maybe like we don't obviously this is all theory,
Yeah,
but
we
like
don't
maybe
know.
to her spirit, it's like she like every kid she's getting is her children, like to her eyes or to her perception, and she's just living through an eternal hell of killing her own children over and over and over,
maybe.
and then having to kill herself over and over and over.
Really?
yeah. So
Because that would be like an eternal hell. Like literally, that would be like eternal hell. Having to live your worst moment, the moment you fucked everything for yourself up for the rest of eternity.
it's just a repeat.
Yeah. Obviously, this is all theory, but like that'd
True
be
shit.
something like
Yeah.
like that would make kind of more sense as to why
And-
she's just grabbing these children and fucking still doing it when she regretted it, like to begin with, or regret it to begin with. Like
Yeah, but what would force her to stay here? Like, why couldn't they just do just a mind trick on
before
her?
Senny goes to stay here,
Huh? That's true, I guess.
we have no idea, bro.
Isn't it weird? Like, you hear so much about paranormal stuff, and like, you're just like, nah, it's not. Like, maybe it's not real, or like maybe you have like a brief
Right.
understanding of it. Like, okay, maybe, right?
Right.
Like, for me, anyways, if I were to look into it and I found out it was real, or like some things are actually real, I'd be like, well, fuck, there goes my perception.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
basically, there's people are saying that they see her in the streets or like
Yeah.
in the woods, crying and crying and crying, and then like some people are so dumb, bro. They just go investigate, and then like they find like supposedly they find her, and like she just like chases you down. So there's a video,
Yeah.
and I know it's out. Everybody saw it.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, I showed you guys, but the viewers, they don't know. So basically, my uncle showed me a video, and he sent it to me, and basically it was like this guy. He was like recording. He hears crying, and he's in Mexico, and then like when he sees her, he just fucking books it. He runs, and like out of nowhere, she just like teleports to like the same way he's going. So like if he's running down the street and she's behind him, she like out of nowhere be like down that street, and it's like pitch black. Yes, there's like lights, street
Right.
lights, but like it's scary because then like he keeps running and like he hears her, and like while he's running, it's like when he's just booking it. He just like, I don't care about the footage. Like he had his phone in his hand, so he's just like moving like this.
Yeah.
And like it's just like all you hear is
like you can hear her
like-
wailing still.
Yeah, and it's
How'd
just
she sound?
huh?
What'd she sound like?
Say one more
She
time.
like screams, bro.
Scream.
No, Chris,
no,
you
I'm
just-
not gonna do that.
I
I'm
want
not
you to
gonna
say the
do
good
it. I'm
impression.
not
I
gonna
want to
do
hear
it.
that one
I'm
more
not
time,
gonna
bro.
do it. No. But no, bro. It's
No, but for real, you did it pretty good though.
Shut the fuck up. No.
All right.
But it's scary, dog. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think she's real. Like
Fair.
and
You
there's-
think Do you think I guess there is like demons out there like actually harming people?
Oh, I mean, there's the
yes.
Llorona.
Yes.
Definitely.
But is there like confirmed people that like
Annabelle?
or kids that's been drowned due to Llorona?
I don't know.
That's
Like-
the thing. Like, who's gonna go and confirm like a ghost story on like like that'd have to be.
Well,
like
I guess
a news
like if there's like
outlet or,
maybe like a string of like kids
But
drowning.
it's always like
They would
random-
always
it's-
just
it
call
wouldn't
it
be that
something
common.
else. They would
But
call it
it's-
something else though. Like they wouldn't be like, yeah, it's a
but it
ghost,
wouldn't
guys.
be
Like,
that
they just,
common.
No, it's
So,
but
it wouldn't.
they, it's still, like what would be even more uncommon is to find them fucking posting saying, yeah, there's a ghost. Like just I feel like they
True,
can't
but I
do
feel like
that because people would be like calling their bullshit
What
and
if-
then like
right,
call
what-
them out as a media.
What if it was just kind of like we said, just kind of like a threat, you know? Like maybe I mean we know people are fucked up, so like what if like that was just people making fun of that situation, you know?
Or like trying to copy it, like
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're no, kind of like that, but they're just kind of like up to their kids. They're like, "Hey, you saw what happened to those kids?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't fucking behave, I'm gonna do the same thing to you."
Right.
Yeah.
And then like it got to a point where like they named her the Crier or whatever, or like maybe they were making fun of her or whatever, and so a story started to develop off of like
Trying to
harmless
like
threat.
teach kids.
Yeah, basically just discipline, basically, and then like that idea of that thing was formed in order to give like a kind of corrective action towards a kid, basically, without directly hitting them or something. You know, be like, you don't fucking milk the cow. I want to fucking drown you, kid, just like the fucking Crier. All right, you know.
I mean, or it's just because that was like such a thing back then that parents just use that as a threat to their kid.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you know what I heard that is kind of, I don't know if it is a theory, but basically, I heard a story from my aunt where basically, she said that if a baby isn't baptized, like in Tepeji, like out of nowhere, like a witch will come and like either like do like like a spell or some shit like that, or just take you. Like it's weird, but
Gumi?
Gumi for real.
like no, but like I always think of that like maybe it is true. Like if a baby isn't baptized or some shit like that, or like I don't know, like
I'm not baptized.
But you weren't born in
You-
that area.
you're
True.
born in that area, bro.
You're born in Florida.
The
No.
U.S. of A.
No, Pennsylvania, Maine,
Maine.
Maine.
You weirdo. Who the hell gets born in Maine?
What
is there up there?
Maine?
Go enjoy your
It's-
lobster.
There's some. I think demons are real.
Yeah.
We have Annabelle. That one's one that people do not want to fuck with.
Sure.
There's like other demons out there.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I guess just a way to kind of like rationalize it is like maybe it's just stories that people tell. I mean, obviously it is story because
Yeah,
like
at the end
Demo
of the day,
said,
it's word of mouth.
yeah. Basically, at this point, like it's just been. But like, what caused it to catch on? You know,
I mean, it could be
The
based off
history
truth.
of it.
It could be based off truth.
like, oh
as
yeah,
well.
some of them are based off like true shit. Like maybe some things that happen to like justify it though.
Yeah.
But like no, like I think like
Bro.
one is like sometimes a lot of the ghost stories are just serial killers or just like people who are
Yeah.
fucked up. You know.
Yeah, but no, bro. Like, I think about it a lot. Annabelle was like a very like it's true, because they tell these stories and it does happen. Like, there's one where like a guy and a boyfriend girlfriend, anyways, like they're riding their motorcycle to the museum, right? Because you know how they have the museum where Annabelle's at,
Mhm.
and basically the guy in the motorcycle was like disrespecting her like through the glass, and they're just like, oh, you're not shit, you're not even real. I'm like, this is all big talk, blah blah blah. Later on, like, they kicked him out because they were doing that, and while he was riding his motorcycle, he lost control of his motorcycle, hits the tree. He dies, but his girlfriend survives, and like his girlfriend basically in the hospital, like saying like, it happened after we got kicked out for, telling the doll off.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and it's another thing with a priest too. Like, said the same thing to Ed Warren. This like picks up the doll itself and goes, "You're just like all Raggedy Ann doll," because it is an Ann doll, and just like throws her on the chair, and like Ed Warren just like kicks him out. He's like, "You can't do that, bro." He gets in a car accident on his way back to the church. Car accident because he said he saw the doll behind the seat. and he lost control of his steering wheel, and a truck hit him. He's alive, but a truck hit him.
Damn.
So that was like
Man's got hit with the work.
Someone
it's-
here? Well, this is the rain. Still raining? Jesus.
Yeah, but it's scary, bro. Like Annabelle, I believe that shit. After I heard that story, I'm like, yeah, these things are real. Like you shouldn't be fucking with them.
Absolutely.
I gotta see it to believe it.
Fair.
I guess,
thing.
but like once you see it, like you can't not believe it.
Yeah.
You know.
Museums
exactly.
closed
They-
too, so
Like, that's how I am. We talked about it in the last episode, but like, once a couple things happen, you can't sit there and act like it's like not
Right.
a possibility.
And like you
Right.
know, it's like part of this world, and like there's people that are ignorant towards it
you know.
just because they haven't experienced it. But like the same to like, should they really experience it? And know
Oh
this
yeah, like
knowledge?
if you can avoid it for your entire life
Yeah.
and never have to deal with it, like, hey, that's great.
You know
No.
what you could do though? Supposedly the real Conjuring house, you can stay one night there, or like you have like a little like a tour of it,
Mm-hmm.
and like some shit will happen. Like you know, some shit will happen or something won't. People will take the pictures and shit. The real house.
Fuck that.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Would you get? You wouldn't do that
No,
if they paid you?
no.
sponsored.
Brother Beans
No.
go
Brother
go
Beans
to a
one.
haunted house.
No, like you guys could shoot your podcast in here, and for free $99. We got to talk about more ghost stories. You know,
But no, the Conjuring house.
they pay for traveling, pay food, lodging.
The Conjuring house, bro. The family only stayed in the living room.
No, bro.
Only stayed in the living room. That's like the safest spot.
Is that you?
And they hear
It was the mic.
they hear stuff outside the living room
Damn.
because it's closed doors, and it's a weird. The house is old, but so it's closed the door, like living room, like it's a room.
Just tear down the fucking house at this
Shut
point.
the
My
fuck up.
goodness.
Oh no.
So solve the solution.
Burn that
But
shit.
no, it's like it's scary because that whole family was like living in that living room.
Wow. Damn. Ghosts are real.
Well,
More
Themo
you
said
know.
he has to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
So
Themo, I mean, hey, leave that to Themo.
we're going to a haunted house, bro. We gotta find like a haunted place for you to believe it.
We'll leave it to Themo to find a ghost somewhere at some point, and he'll have to like report back to us.
Have you ever heard of that haunted house? I forgot where the fuck it was. Like it's like supposedly I think it's in Chicago. A super extreme one where like you have to like sign a waiver because they said they can cause you harm if it need be. You know, yeah, it's like a really fucked. Like they'll torture you basically.
Twisted Crypt.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't.
Like
Maybe I don't know.
like
Like it's fucked up. Like they could technically torture you, and you're like, okay, yeah, you can do it because you signed the fucking paper. And like you go to levels, and like obviously when you're like, all right, I've had enough, they'll let you go. But like, there's fuckers that do that for like fun. What the hell? Would you guys do it?
People.
Would you do it? Hell
Hell no.
I'm gonna say this. It's in Chicago, right?
Is it?
Is it like
I don't
you
know.
said Chicago?
I don't know. I said
Well,
maybe.
basically, imagine, bro, someone like did that to you, and you just blicky out.
Well, no. Yeah.
You just blicky
Well,
out.
yeah, but
I
you-
signed a waiver. I know, but still.
Well, I'm pretty sure too. I mean, they like probably wand you down and like, all right, you got nothing
Pistol
on you, right?
whip.
Pistol whip it. Bitch.
Damn.
Anyways, you have anything, Alex, for like
Conspiracy
theories or
days?
something?
I mean, I went on a
Stone Date.
Stone Date last time earlier. I guess just to touch up real quick on what like Colin said, like the kind of like the existential, you know, like are we really the only ones here? Kind of, you know. It's basically it. Just like that craziness. Like if there was a species out there that like maybe we just don't have the proper communication method with it, but like what other methods are there? Then I mean, obviously people didn't think fucking phones would be possible back in the day.
Right.
There's got to be more.
Yeah, but there has to be more like more efficient ways too. I mean, like.
Leading off to that though, I got mine. Kind of goes into that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this article from NBC News? This is like confirmed.
Okay.
Former Israeli space security chief basically made this statement. He's saying that there is a federation of aliens that have talked to like all the leaders of the country, basically saying everyone, all the fucking presidents and everything. They basically like there's a federation that they talk to, like basically like the UN. You know how the UN works? Everyone
Yeah.
gets together.
Yeah.
They talk about issues and stuff. Basically something like that. but just pertaining to like an alien, a galactic federation with just other
Damn.
aliens. Hold on, let me read it real quick.
That's crazy to think about. And why? But it's weird though. Why wouldn't they just tell us about it? You know?
I mean, yeah.
Well, because it would
The world ain't ready.
the world
You
ain't
can't
ready.
handle the truth.
It
you know
goes
what,
against
yeah.
people's beliefs
Yeah,
too.
but
so
when
it
would
might
they be ready though?
Yeah, it'll be like
I mean, we're getting there.
years from
slowly.
now. We are getting there though. Yeah,
Like,
we're getting onto it.
let's be honest here. I feel like the number one reason is because like religion
Religious
plays a
belief, that's what I'm
massive
saying.
role in the government,
Yeah,
even
if-
though it should be separate. Religion plays a massive role in the government.
Hey, if I need
So-
if I need a sixth crusade, I'm gonna go get that sixth crusade done.
So I think that's the major reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
is because like it would be contradicting their religion.
That's
It
true.
would literally contradict everything
You'll
they've
believe them.
established.
Yeah.
Right, and it will probably like cause like mass hysteria.
chaos,
Hysteria.
and hysteria.
So
and,
that's what
yeah.
they're probably worried about. Like, you know, it might,
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like it's been more common as of recent years, where people are like kind of more interested in that idea. I mean, like we kind of developed a point in civilization where, like, you know, what's past our Earth, you know, like what's possible, what's out there.
I get what you mean, but I can firsthand confirm I have met a human being like in person that does not believe that dinosaurs existed.
Really,
Like currently in this current day, like today.
even with fossils and everything.
Yes,
I mean,
does
obviously,
not believe that dinosaurs exist.
We don't know exactly how they looked, but I mean, we
no,
obviously
like
have, yeah.
firm belief that they just did
Oh,
not exist
like, not-
religiously.
like
Like,
just
like
no
because of
dino-
religion, does not believe dinosaurs ever existed.
But even with all
Firmly,
the evidence,
firmly,
really,
firmly, like got uncomfortable talking about it.
really,
Like I had to change the subjects because he was just like
huh?
because he knows like there's so much stacked against that.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about this. Because yes, like firmly imprint, like stated, like, yes, I do not believe that they exist.
How do you think it is for them, like, experiencing life? Like, once, like, say they accept that aspect, right? Like, okay, maybe there are dinos. What other parts of his life would start to change, you know? Like,
Right.
well, like, how would
I don't know.
Like, well, he'd start seeing shit a lot differently, though, right?
Maybe.
Because if, like, he's like, oh, shit, if the dinos are real, maybe this other shit is BS too, you know?
Right.
going back to that, one of his quotes said there is an agreement. He basically said there is an agreement between the U.S. government and the aliens. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here. Quote
On
from
people?
him. And he also added that President Donald Trump was aware of the aliens' existence and had been on the verge of revealing information, but was asked not to to prevent mass hysteria, like what I said.
I mean,
Okay.
Which obviously this is just a guy saying that, but like, why would he make this shit up?
Do you guys think, well, I mean, people
There's a
make
lot
up
of
shit,
reasons,
yeah.
Unless he's gone like crazy or something.
No, I
but-
mean, people just do it just for the fun of it sometimes, too.
yeah.
And humans are weird, but fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, would you guys be ready for it? Like, if that information were to be
I'll
revealed?
be ready.
Yeah.
I would be ready.
I've
fuck
accepted
it.
that life is fucking crazy. So
Yeah, fuck
Like-
it.
whatever the fuck happens,
Dude,
happens,
we're-
bro. Like
like Colin said, or I don't know if you said, we are already onto it already. We're seeing these videos. The news is on it.
Mm.
You know, you have these theories and shit, and like people are. I bet like right now at Area 51, they're just like hearing all this shit, and they're like, they're onto us.
Mm.
Like they're getting onto us.
But
So I think the world may be a little bit ready, maybe, but like you guys said, like some people in their religious,
yeah,
or just
yeah.
personal beliefs.
yeah,
Well, I
I,
mean,
don't think
like,
they're ready for it.
would your guys' lives change much though if that information was available to you though?
Depends if they're gonna cause harm.
Yeah, if
I don't
it's
know.
gonna cause
yeah,
harm.
if they're hurting me, I might have an
Well, I
issue
mean,
with it.
well,
But
you
if it's
think
just
of-
like a
You think about it. I mean, if they're causing harm on us, sure, but they haven't really fucked with you personally. If they were gonna cause harm, they would have done that already because we already have we know they're here. If it's true,
true.
so like they're not really causing you any harm besides
That we
maybe
know of.
abductions. I guess, yeah. But like if it's, you know they're never gonna fuck with you. Like how would that affect
What are
you?
the statistics on how many human beings go missing a year that are never found again?
A lot. I guess.
I've heard of that too, like a theory.
Like-
That's probably what's happening.
You know, it could be those statistics. Those could be
Mm.
the people who are getting abducted. And
Yeah, people are fucked up too.
Yeah.
yeah, true. I'm just saying, man. Like, there's
Both could be the same.
a whole lot of crazy shit in this
Yeah.
world, and like, I wouldn't doubt any crazy shit at there. Or like, okay, there's some stuff that's obviously like out of the realm crazy.
Mm.
But like, yes, there's a lot of crazy shit in this world, and you have to just accept that. Like, if you can't accept that, you're gonna be living a lot of denial. Like
Yeah.
a lot of denial.
True shit.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. This has been episode number 3 now, like fourth recording, but this is episode number 3 of the Brother Beans podcast,
sir.
and the 420 special. We hope you guys, had some fun here. Appreciated that we were able to smoke for one of them and
Yeah.
talk a little more about some interesting stuff that we don't normally speak on. I guess to a degree we do though, because we tend to reach out here. But otherwise, we hope you guys all take care. Have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you coming out to check the podcast out, and make sure to check out for the next one. We're having that out Friday of next week. Anything else
sir.
you guys would like to add?
Nah, just subscribe if you like it.
All right.
Thanks for
Otherwise, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good one. Take it easy.